can't believe how good it is.
Nice.
Number 4, and I have young Venkman to thank for this. So you got me to go back and revisit Batman Gotham by Gaslight.
Oh,
The
yeah.
Kryptonian Age.
Where's young Bankman?
Yeah.
I'm turning 40 this year. I'm not really.
Look, I see 6 kids here.
Well, thanks.
And a cat.
Who counts as one of the 6? Number 3, Johnny.
I think those are the angels here to take you away, Breen.
Oh, I could only wish.
Probably 5 kids and a teen, but I think I'm a little older than these guys.
Yeah, number 3, Johnny Quest.
Okay.
So
Nice.
kudos to Joe Casey for really capturing the spirit of the 60s. It really is. I see what Clint did there. I like that.
Yes, we are now streaming to I Love Comics and Geeky not Geeky Show. I was gonna say Geek Easy Show, Geeky Puppet Show, where we.
Sorry, I should have done that when I just jumped on, but when you mentioned we have one person participating, I was like, wait a second.
Well,
Why don't I hook it up to I Love Comics? And you guys tell us what you think as well. This is RDV's show. I'm sick as fucking coughing up a lung over here, so I'm mostly mute. But as we go along, we want to hear what your favorite ongoing is. What is your favorite miniseries in any topic that we touch on? For me, thank you for making me a part of this.
Yeah, well, I was in the middle of one of mine until you interrupted. So,
Okay, well, I interrupted to explain to everybody what's going on. So,
But I'll just quickly.
I'm sorry. I'm back to mute.
No, I said thank you for setting me up for that joke. Number 2, Kosher Mafia, excellent series. Great story, pedestrian art, but this is one where the story is good enough to make up for any deficiencies in the art. Number 1, Batman First Night.
Nice. So for those who are catching up over on I Love Comics, that was our 3rd category we're on right now. First one was best ongoing comic book, and then we're on a 2nd one. Yeah, right. We're on best miniseries. I don't know why I skipped ahead, but so that's your categories right there. Put your answers in the chat, and we'll read them off after we go through the panel. All right, so Evil Black Cat, is your turn. What do you think are the best miniseries?
Well, I've only read 2 miniseries this year, so that's not off to a good start. One of them had only 1 issue come out, which was Batman Dark Patterns.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was Batman and Robin Year One. Even though I said I am anti-Mark Waid, it is, if you give me a Batman Robin Year One story, I will go after it. And yeah, it's not as good as the original Robin Year One, but it's not that bad. I kind of like it.
It's honestly, it's for as much of a douchebag Mark Waid is. I appreciate he's not putting that douchiness into the comic books.
No, that's because these were already written.
Well, I know before the election. I understand that, yes, but I mean,
prepare for 2006's champions all over again, very, very, very soon.
Yes, Marania, this is a simulcast. So everybody over on I Love Comics, go over to the Geeky Puppet Show. So we have the numbers up over here.
I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah, we picked you up because you tried to run away.
I did try to run away. I've been walking the roads of America for so long. That's why I have this.
Where's your smiley t-shirt?
I'll tell you what.
Forrest Gump.
Look, I know you guys miss Zach, but he has been one of my best employees traveling from city to city. He has turned most undercarriages of bridges into. I mean, I didn't know it was possible to make the underside of a bridge into a circus. I mean, this guy is like a seal. You put a whole bunch of horns in front of him, and he is going to play Inagata da Vida, baby. It is all 13 minutes of it. It is amazing. He even brings music.
I will play with it.
Well, this was
he brings music and a light show. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
Look at the bright side, Zach. I started walking across America, and then Black Cat said, "No, wait, we've already got an Antique Roadshow."
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Breen, you didn't even make it out away from the couch by the time it was dinner time. And you started at breakfast.
Does that mean if you go hitchhiking, the person who picks you up is going to be one of the American pickers?
Why not?
All right, so
That wasn't as good as yours. I'm just trying to live up
Especially
to your
since Frank died this past year.
Oh God, he did die. Oh my goodness, I'm so terrible. I'm an awful person. Oh my gosh.
After Cal's making fun of my dead mother before we went on, so nothing. You
Not
can do
according
for
to
me
the
is bad.
guy, to the customers under the bridge. You are awesome, sir.
Yeah.
I got a lot of write-ins praising you. Yeah, there you go.
why didn't you just
Something
get
about
Jeff
vacuum
Bridges?
cleaner. It reminded them of their mothers. It was
Oh my
amazingly weird. Yeah.
Okay, we need to
Alrighty.
move this horse and buggy along.
Before Zach gets buried so longer and he starts dressing with
I
that
missed my horse and buggy.
What about your T-Rex?
Oh.
All right, okay.
Couldn't afford to feed him.
E, do you have your best miniseries?
Yeah, I almost want to make this a best comics I haven't read based on you guys' selection. Because I gathered a whole bunch of books. I wanted to read Johnny Quest. There's a whole shit ton of these books I wanted to read, but there were enough as I was listening and I was looking up miniseries. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. I've praised that a lot. JLA Kong, I know you guys started saying it is going downhill. I enjoyed all of it. There was I did read some of the Flash that Zach talked about, and I do like the Jay Garrick run, and a book called Falling in Love on the Pathway to Hell, which is about a gunslinger and a samurai a female samurai who gets sent to hell, and they go on a road journey, and it's awesome. At least the first 3 issues. So there you go. I really have to get to new books a little bit more, I guess. But yeah, those are the ones that I would say.
You're not buying books. You can still read them online, though.
Yeah, that's true. It's not that. It's just that it's the time thing. You know, I've got a shit ton of books here that I haven't read through. Even some of the stories I already read, I bought the book too, but it's just sitting on a shelf. So I've been going in that route rather than.
I feel you, man. I feel you, man. I've been reading so many new books. I even got to read the books that you have got for me.
Yeah, and if someday I actually send them to you, you'll get the chance.
It feels like is your new business called Enron?
Right.
Ooh, that's a blast from the past right there.
By the way, we joke about it, but RDV has said, hold off on. So it's.
I mean, when I could have a storage space rental for free.
I know, right? I was thinking about it. I was going, God dang it, I'm running out of space. I'm running out of books because of all these things held. And then I put it all together, and RDV is a freaking long box and a half. I'm like, well, okay. Yeah, I got it. I'm gonna start sending you at least the little boxes full.
Yes.
Just
That's
to
good.
get. Yeah. But I know it's one that you probably haven't heard of. You guys could probably speak upon, or you have some sort of working knowledge of 3 of them. The 4th one, Falling in Love on the Pathway to Hell. If you get a chance to find it, check it out. It is on Reading Comics, so at the very least you could do that. I do recommend that one. Yeah.
Cool. So, Falling in Love on your way to reading Tom King.
Why do you have to ruin everything?
If it's already ruined and I'm just pointing it out, is it?
Falling in Love with Tom King on your way to reading online.
There you go. That makes a little bit of
It's
sense.
a comic online. Yeah.
Alrighty, though. Best story arc, unless we have some entries for best miniseries other than Undid Quinn. Did you see any, Zach, at all? I didn't see in the chat. There's a lot of people randomly.
For miniseries, let me scroll up here a little bit.
I know you posted your stuff, but I mean,
Yeah, well, who in disguise got here a little bit late.
Me.
Patrick Sargent said G.I. Joe, both Real American Hero and the new one. So he's talking about ongoings. He likes both of those. He also says Swamp Thing and Poison Ivy were decent.
That is the one shot, I think.
Is that the one shots? Okay. Transformers, G.I. Joe. Yeah, those are from Patrick Sargent. I don't see anybody else.
Yeah, we've been going for an hour, and then so if you're just kind of like confused what's going on, you guys came into an hour into a live stream.
Clint says Duke, Cobra Commander, and Destro for miniseries, Transformers for ongoing, and then Valiant's Resurgence is his favorite event title, which I guess would count as storylines, maybe.
Okay.
Or arc. Yeah.
Story arcs, yeah. So
Sandman is ongoing, I guess, or miniseries. I don't think
Sandman was a miniseries, the Wesley Dodds
okay.
Sandman. That was that was a good one too. The Riley Rossmo one.
That's my fifth. That's my fifth. I forgot it came out. That was in spite of the Riley Rossmo art. The story, it's Robert and Venditti. It made it good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
Well, we haven't got to the one shots yet. We're just about to get there, guys. So save your one shot stuff because we're actually the category for the next one is actually we're going to be doing his best story arc. So from this year, from 2024, what is your favorite story arc? Now, for those who've actually read comic books here, you might there's quite a few, but I mean,
there's a couple.
There's also a lot of bad.
Yeah.
So I can only think of 3. And it can be the story arc is self-contained, actually inside an actual I guess like I don't have a story arc for some of these books, but I mean with the name and title. Superman actually had a title for their story arc. They did this.
They used to call it a series within a series.
Yeah.
Like
So
Batman Year One.
My number 3 is Rhaegar, we're not doing Jeopardy. Get that shit out of here.
They actually made a comic about that. Rhaegar, you're famous-ish.
No, so my best. So basically, go back to story. For story, for runner-up is number 3. It's gonna be Transformers. It's just been a fun series. This new story arc, with basically we get an introduction to. It's not Soundwave. What's the guy? He's the purple guy. Shockwave. Shockwave is coming to Earth and just wanting to basically kill all the whales and turn them into Energon.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Starscream, and then we get the introduction of Devastator. It's just crazy. I love it. It's just been fun getting to see new Transformers pop up, revived. Lita 1 joining, and just getting to see Cybertron, and then towards the end here, we get to see Starscream's origins. Him.
Fights his origin.
Wild. Yeah. Absolutely wild.
So I was reading the first issue. I'm like, when they revive her, it's like Jeff Barry is like, "No, how could you? We're brothers."
That's Starscream origin. That could be a good nominee for standalone.
Yeah,
really could be.
So Transformers has been great. Like I said, I was really worried because they changed artists. There's only 7 issues into the actual series, so it went from Daniel Warren Johnson doing writing and art to Jorge Corona taking over the art. So, number 2 is Superman: House of Brainiac. Probably the most excited I've been for a Superman story, just being modern, being able to read, because they're really.
Action, or was it on both titles?
It was on both titles. It went from action to Superman.
Okay.
And it was actually really, really good.
Don't read the ones that crossed over with Power Girl, but do read the one shot that came out.
Yeah. Power Girl got shoehorned in there. You don't even need to read that. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But I love what they did with Lex Luthor. Bringing in his daughter back into this. Even and just yeah, it was just a fun story.
Yeah.
And I'm a post-crisis Superman reader, so Josh Williamson, actually did a really good job. And as Zach had said, Ultimate Spider-Man was beat up by Superman for his ongoing. He just really loves Superman. He's like, this really
Superman just had better. It had more consistent, good issues.
I'm more biased.
Spider-Man was good, but
I'm more biased because I've been waiting since 2007 to actually have a good Spider-Man book. That's why I just loved it so much more.
Don't blame me, man.
Yeah. What you could also argue that post-crisis Superman was probably about the same length, waiting for the story to go as good as that. But anyway, my number 1 story arc though of this was basically it was Redcoat, Jeff Johns.
Yeah.
The second run of it, or just as in general, is just amazing. And Benedict Arnold being introduced in this, and then Benjamin Franklin, and possibly George Washington. And like I said, it's just a fun book. Simon Pure is one of those characters. If we had to do the best character of the year, a new character, Simon Pure would be my favorite.
Yeah, I would have to go with that too.
New character of the that would have been an interesting category to do. New character of the year.
Yeah.
Simon
we could do it off the
Pure would
cuff,
be up there.
Yeah.
He'd get best, maybe best. He'd definitely get best new, but he'd probably get best overall as well.
I mean, best supporting character.
Albert Einstein.
Yes.
Little Albert Einstein. Yeah.
With bad English.
Yeah. The only reason Simon might not be wouldn't be number one if best new character might be debatable because he's an actual person. But Albert is my favorite from Redcoat.
Yeah, he's really good. Yeah.
Like, there's the comedy aspects to it too. Like, he's trying to remember. I forgot whether it was issue 2 or 3. It was right after they were trying to escape Benedict Arnold's house party.
Yep.
And they were being chased, and he's trying to teach Redcoat
funny.
that spell.
Yeah.
And like, say the spell. And then it doesn't work. Oh wait, I think I got it wrong. It wasn't Albert, but it was that no horses were harmed in the stunt,
Yeah.
but most of them did shit themselves.
Yeah. All right.
They're on their way to the ship. Yeah.
Zach,
Yes.
give us your best
Okay.
best story arc, and then if you want to throw in your best new character of the year.
Okay. I don't know if I have a best new character. I mean, Redcoat's pretty good. They would almost all come from the Geigerverse or Ghost Machine, honestly.
I
Can't
mean,
think of any other
don't
new
care-
character. I mean, well, not a new character, but Dick Tracy, Flash Gordon have both had like some new prominence coming into the year.
Favorite character of the year?
Yeah. Best character of the year or character of the
Favorite character of the year, Jimmy Olsen. Jimmy Olsen had some fun moments at DC this year.
Jimmy Olsen over everyone else that's out
Jimmy
there.
Olsen. We're going to talk about that here in a second, actually. So my runner-up story arc for the year, number 4 spot, is it's actually still going on, I think, right now, or it's about to wrap up. It's G.I. Joe's Real American Heroes, where it's Cobra versus Zombie Cobra versus Joe's versus Mars
All American
versus
Heroes. Yep.
Dreadnoks.
Yep.
It's crazy and insane, and it's a blast. It's awesome. You should all check it out.
Really, really, really awesome.
Would you say that's the
really
best
good.
ongoing series for 40 years?
I didn't start reading it until the resurgence, really. All right, so that's the runner-up, though. That one's still going on. Number 3 story arc for the year, and I know it had its own event type of series, which was the Blood Hunt story, but I'm focusing on the Avengers tie-in to Blood Hunt. The 3 or 4 issues there where it was Captain America and Hercules and Quicksilver and Kate Bishop and Hazmat. Was just a really fun tie-in series fighting Baron Blood. I think it was Baron Blood and just a whole bunch of vampires on a helicarrier.
Yeah,
It
that was
just a
Avengers.
blast.
Yep, and Blood Cap.
It was Jed McKay writing, so it was a good fun time. So that was number 3. Number 2, Vinkman talked about briefly already, was the House of Brainiac story with Superman. Really fun, really good story. Almost all the issues connected to that were great. So definitely House of Brainiac is up there. And then my number 1 story arc for the year, coming around to Jimmy Olsen here. With World's Finest, they did a 4-issue story surrounding the 4th dimensional imps coming to Earth, which was insane and crazy. Huh?
Are they 5th dimensional?
I thought it was 4th.
5th dimension.
Is it 5th? Okay, I got my dimensions mixed up. But it was just a ton of fun because somebody was killing the imps in their dimension. So Batmite and Mixie Pickle, whatever his name is.
Mr. Pickles.
Thank you, Mr. Pickles. One of the best parts of the whole event, though, is when Mr. Pickles gives Jimmy Olsen the Turtle Man powers from like the old Jimmy Olsen
that's cool.
comic book.
Yeah.
It was just a blast. It was one of the best world's finest story arcs there's been, and there's been some good ones.
Refer to him as Gilbert Godfrey, and it'll just confuse everyone.
Yeah. So that was just a blast to read. All these little fun things they fit in with the imps. It was great. So that's my number one story arc of the year, though.
Nice. Alrighty then. Well,
That was
Mr. Grumpy over there.
Yeah. It's almost my nighttime. So yeah, I've got to go with Rook Exodus. The very first arc, which has now officially been titled Fight or Flight, issues 1 through 6. Kicked off that book amazing. I had such really no expectation for this series, and it ended up just becoming my favorite Ghost Machine book. And which is saying something because they're all exceptionally well done. But that first series, the reason I like Rook so much, one of the things, it reminds me, it has the feeling of like an 80s kid show or boys show, like a Transformers or G.I. Joe and stuff, because they have all the masks. Each character has their own mask.
Controls other animals.
Yeah. Yeah, and the bad guys do too. And so it was Rook who controls crows and ravens. And the main bad guy for the first arc was Ursa, which was the grizzly bears. Like, and he controlled
the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, the Chicago Bears. Yeah, but he could control these gigantic grizzly bears. And so it was just really a lot of fun. The action was good, the pacing was good. Of course, the art, Jason Fabok, boom. So yeah, Rook Exodus, Fight or Flight, 1 through 6. That's it.
Alrighty then. Geeky, is he still awake?
Yes. I was.
Dang it.
I'm not the oldest one here. I can, but I didn't really have a thing planned because I didn't see that listed. But story arc, I'd have to say I'll agree with Zach on the sixth. I think it was Sixth Dimension.
Oh, Sixth Dimension.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's Sixth. I could be wrong.
Well, no. They had to go to the Sixth Dimension. That's where the main bad guy was from.
Oh, okay. And also, I sort of like what they're doing with the Moon Knight right now, where they're fighting against the drug dealers.
Yeah, the new Moon Knight issues have been really good so far. I've been liking them.
And
it's the Khonshu.
And favorite new character would be the kid from Hyde Street, just because he's an evil little bastard.
The kid from Hyde Street. I like it.
That's it.
All right. So I had to get rid of a bot on Discord, or not on Discord, but on Twitch. Advertising your own shit in my stream? How dare you?
Did that come from my side of the street?
No. It came from Twitch.
You see on the stream, you already see that purple over there? That's a Twitch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. We're actually streaming 3 different places. We're streaming the 2 YouTube places, and I'm also streaming over on Twitch. Why? Because I want to get. That's where all the kids are. As far as the younger generation, the Zoomers.
Yeah, I think they're all playing Marvel Rivals right now.
Of course, you're doing it for the best reason. Why not?
Yes. But anyway, it is now Mr. Breen's turn.
I didn't really do any best story arcs, but if off the top of my head, I would say, if the miniseries that they came from count is that. Say the Kosher Mafia, obviously an incredible story arc. Sanction, it didn't make my top 5, but it had a heck of a story. Because some of these other miniseries are second, third volumes, or are going to have more volumes, but if it's like self-contained, then you go back to like Pine and Merrimack.
Yes.
Let's just throw those out as 3, just to participate.
All right. You read the Superman and the Brainiac, though. You really were enjoying that.
Yeah, but I bailed. I missed the end of that, and then the beginning of Absolute Nonsense because I got pissed at Mark Waid.
Oh,
And I like the Green Lantern storyline, but to me, yeah, it's I'm not. I guess I'm just not as invested in the DC stuff. I mean, I like what I read, but the story arcs themselves. Hell, if I had to pick one, say the first story arc of Gotham by Gaslight. But I said it's
wait, no. Here's one. Self-help. That's coming. That's coming back.
yeah, but they didn't finish it, so that storyline's still out there.
Yeah.
And honestly, by the time they do, I
We
don't
might
know
not be around.
that I'll care.
No, you're not, and you're reading Ghost Machine stuff, really. So you've read at least some of that. I know you're not reading the Skybound.
Yeah, the Red Coat story arc was really good.
Geiger, or I think wasn't also Junkyard Joe also this year too?
No, I don't think this year.
No.
He's
Chuck
going-
Norris, I think just appeared in Geiger.
Okay.
Yeah, showing up in Geiger. But yeah, right now.
All right. Alrighty then, Mr. Black Cat.
For story arcs, I will go just reiterate what you guys said about both not Junkyard Joe, but Junkyard Joe in my Red Coat and
I didn't put a junk in your name in your mouth at all.
Geiger? You trying to say Geiger?
no,
Geiger.
I was gonna say Red Coat and Rook Exodus,
Mhm.
and also, even though Breen just trashed it, the most recent story arc of Green Lantern. But number one would definitely be House of Brainiac.
Brainiac?
Brainiac.
Brainiac.
Yeah, he said he didn't say Brainiac. I know you wanted him to say it.
House of Brainiac.
Brainiac, go down.
Wow,
See,
we got Zach singing, but no E. He must really be still sick.
Be safe, Leon. Don't hurt your back.
He is usually singing some tune in the
Apparently,
background.
New York is getting a hit with a lot of snow. Because,
Cat didn't trash it. I missed 2 or 3 issues of it.
No, I was talking about the latest Green Lantern.
No, I know. I did. 'Cause I quit for about 3 issues, and I only have like the last 2.
so no one's bringing up with the Night Terrors.
Oh, God.
Night Terrors
Green Lantern
Everybody
one.
here said that.
last year.
The Green
That was last
Lantern
year.
one would be the one that I would bring up because the Green Lantern Night Terrors was a good 2 issues.
But that was 23, wasn't it, Cat?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, it
You're
was.
you're thinking of Absolute Power, which was this year. Night Terrors was last year.
Absolute awesome.
Yeah, I just remember being angry about it because it interrupted my story for an event I didn't care about. But,
Well, yeah. This week they interrupted my stories for the holidays. I hate when that happens.
right?
I
feel so big.
My Saturday morning stories would get interrupted by a State of the Union address or something.
You know, isn't it weird? Isn't it weird when you're like sober, you can't celebrate New Year's anymore?
Sure
That's
you
not-
can. But for like the first 10 years, I would wake up on New Year's morning with a hangover.
Yep.
That would literally be in my head, but not actually existing.
Yeah. Alrighty though.
Wait, you were trans drunk?
I don't know what Cat. There were so many New Year's days where I was just, bleh. And then of course the last couple of years, I realized I had a real drinking problem when I didn't feel like that anymore. But yeah, I had like faux hangovers.
Oh, wow. That's weird. Probably like psychosomatic all in your head.
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Cool.
No.
I mean, not cool, but that's interesting.
It's your body, your chemicals readjusting.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't even that because it was years later. It was like because I expected it. So it's like, no,
No, it's 2025.
That has not
The
happened to me yet, and I hope it doesn't.
I actually
All
was
right.
able to go to the bar this year and celebrate. I didn't.
Cat
I
was trying
know
to say
just-
something.
Yeah, I'm trying to say it's 2025, so the correct term is Venus trans drunk.
Yeah, trans.
But getting back onto this
Yeah,
live stream,
Thank you.
E, what is your picks for this category?
Well, judging, of course, by the fact that I gave up reading new books in about March.
Moving on now.
April. No, there were. there were two that I remember of storylines within a series. One of them, I'll talk about that later. Usagi Yojimbo had a story, I think it was this year, called The Crow. And it's him and his buddies. It's always a road trip where they stop by and something happens. But I do remember liking it. I also will say if there was a book that I probably should have kept up, it was Usagi Yojimbo because it's always good. But I do remember liking the storyline The Crow from that. But in all honesty, at this point, I haven't read an Usagi Yojimbo in months.
Yeah, there's one reason space right now. Space.
I have not read that. I want to, but I have not read that. It's the same way, but I'm looking at it in the same way I do the Netflix series. I have not watched the Netflix series because it's not Usagi Yojimbo. Usagi Yojimbo in space. Is that really Usagi? I don't know. It's like Jason in space, but hey, I like that one. So whatever. The other one, I don't know if you guys realize this, but there's a Judge Dredd magazine in 20,000 AD that comes out.
Who gets that? It's from Rebel, right?
2000.
Now, here's the thing. They decided to do a little bit of modern day politics in it. And say again?
So here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah.
This is going to be iffy for a lot of people, but they did the whole thing about instead of judges being judges, that Mega City is going to take money away from the
Mega
cops.
City.
All right. The place where Judge Dredd lives decided that much like a lot of places in the real world, they're going to divert a whole bunch of money from the judges, which you know they're the cops, they're the judges, they're the whole thing, and they're going to put it into social programming.
Wow.
Yikes.
Imagine that happening in the universe of Judge Dredd.
Oh my gosh. You know what would be great though? They did that and then they all got murdered and the judge is like, I win anyway.
That would be
It's
an
trying to
awesome
happen
story.
that way. It's called A Better World. Check it out. They used a character.
Anderson?
No, not Anderson. She's got black hair. She's been around for a little bit, but they used her. And I think they used her because she can kind of resemble AOC. And it's but imagine Judge Dredd with that. Now to get through it, you got to understand you're going to wade through a whole bunch of shitty leftist politics. It's written by Rob Williams. So I liked it, but I am cautiously recommending it here. So because you do have to wade through a whole bunch of politics.
Yeah, take what he said. Imagine Judge Dredd and that character. Now imagine Sylvester Stallone with AOC knockers.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that would be nice. But with Rob Williams, let me tell you, the reality didn't completely win. So there you go. Those are the two storylines, at least I remember.
I feel like it's
go with Usagi Yojimbo because you never go wrong with Usagi Yojimbo. For the last 10 years, you'd think Punisher had it bad for the last 10 years. They've been trying to fuck around with Judge Dredd a hell of a lot.
You know what I'd rather have? David Hasselhoff as Judge Dredd. Let's make it happen.
Such a weird cast.
I'd like to go back to 2011? Yeah.
Carl Urban.
Oh, apparently Undead Quinn read it.
Shocking.
Yeah.
Hey, it's going up. I didn't see any other stuff for Undead Quinn for this category, unless it was up there. I guess the other guy was asking if you had a hardcover of Arkham Asylum. That was Leon, but I think he stepped out.
Well, I answered, yeah, I do. Do I have one for sale? No, I do not.
All right.
I keep my Arkham books.
All I know is that every time I try to order anything from Rebellion or a shop, like, it doesn't show up. I don't know what's going on over there. That was the same with Hawk the Slayer. Like, it took forever. And then some shops got to issue 1, other ones got issue 4, and it was a mess. So, anyway, alrighty, on to best one shot / or it could be a single issue story, self-contained, one story, or an issue. So, all right, my runners up. I'm going to start with number 4. His Green Lantern Civil Corps special was really done well, and of course because Jeremy Adams. And then we get as number 3 is Superwoman special done by Josh Williamson.
Really?
Which I honestly,
That was a
I
good
thought
one shot.
I was surprised how good it was because I was thinking like, okay, we got Lois Lane on the cover with superpowers and stuff, same as Superman's, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like a girl power thing, like we all saw for those who had to sit through the Flash when they had the girl nights, yay, girl team. It actually was done really well, and then this was kind of hard for choice for me because I really liked this, and my number 1 choice. Number 2 for me was issue 7 of Redcoat, The Death of Albert Einstein. That was just, I was not expecting that. It just came towards it, and just like, I was like, wow. Yeah, really good. Number 1, probably the best one-shot I've read all year, and honestly, for me personally, and probably for a lot of people too, I don't know. Green Lantern, Green Arrow, World's Finest Special number 1 by Jeremy Adams. Wow. He understood the assignment. To bring back an old meme. And it's just fantastic. It's kind of for those who are wondering what it is, it's kind of a prequel story to Teen Titans, or the new Teen Titans with Deathstroke. So we get to see Deathstroke targeting Barry Allen and not Barry Allen, but Oliver Queen and Hal Jordan, who are on a vacation together, and then they're targeted by this guy, and the story continues into Central City. Okay.
I was taking a drink. Central City
with Barry Allen teaming up with Hal Jordan and taking out Deathstroke, and we get the first appearance, I guess, in this story. I guess it's not really technically a first appearance, but of the Hive, and it just ties nicely into that, and it didn't retcon really much of anything at all. It was actually done really well, and I recommend it. If that's one book you're gonna check out that book. That is okay. So, Zach, it is your turn now.
All righty. Looking at one-shots or single issues, my runner-up single issue of 2024 is the Ultimate Universe 1 Year In one-shot by Chris Condon and a couple of various artists in there. Really interesting story with that universe's version of Nick Fury. It is white Nick Fury, by the way, which I thought we'd never see again. But it was really cool. Apparently, the Hand, which is that universe's version of S.H.I.E.L.D., works for the conglomerate of bad guys, and Fury starts to have a conscience about all these things that he's doing, which are evil and dastardly, and he tries to turn on the bad. It's really an interesting story. It feels very much like the old Mark Millar Ultimates, kind of like Denise Camp's run has kind of been feeling like, vibing with. So that's my runner-up. My number 3 one-shot of the year was the Green Lantern, Green Arrow, special that you were just talking about, which is also a Green Lantern Hal Jordan special, or Green Arrow Hal. No, it's Green Lantern Hal Jordan. Green Lantern and Flash, Green Lantern, Green Arrow. It's like 2 pair-ups in one, 2 team-ups in one. So that was a great one-shot. My number 2 was the DC All-In special, which was really fun, written by Josh Williamson, Scott Snyder. You also had art in there from Dan Mora, and I forgot the other one. It wasn't Jason Fabok. It was somebody else. The artist, it was really cool because it had the main DC Universe story on one side, and then when you flipped it over, there was the other story from the dark side perspective. It was really cool. Giant splash page in the middle. Really, really neat. Kind of set up the absolute universe that's going on right now. So that's my number 2. The number 1 single issue of the year, though, was the Green Lantern Civil Corps issue. It almost felt like I was reading one of the Jeff Johns Green Lantern, like Sinestro Corps War or Blackest Night or something like that. Just really kind of felt like a time machine. I really enjoyed it. See all the different Green Lanterns and all the various lanterns. It's really cool. The DC cosmic side of things, I think, is really starting to pop off. But that was a really just real fun issue to read. So that is my single issue stories of the year.
Hey guys, if you ever want to learn how to get rid of E real fast, drink over Amber Notes. He loves that.
Loves it.
Second one of the night. I need one from everybody.
He's collecting fingers from everybody.
I apologize. I wasn't on mute, so I hope I didn't copper.
Oh no.
Breen really fondling those Snyder Rod. For those who know.
Yes. I just threw it in my mouth.
You know what though? I'm gonna clip that. I'll just play that every time he annoys me. I'll just go gurgle.
Are we going to gloss over the fact that Breen just had Snyder Rod in his mouth?
Yes, we are going to gloss over that, you son of a bitch.
It's called, the press company's called Snyder's, and it's great. I wish I was related. Sadly, I'm poor. All right.
I can go now.
Go for it,
Good
Jay.
night.
No, well, give your picks, then you can go.
Yeah. All right. Well, Redcoat number 7 was tough for me because Redcoat number 7 was excellent. But since it still was technically the end of the first arc, I decided to go ahead and go with Redcoat number 8 as my standalone of the year. Awesome story. It reminded me of something like I kept waiting for Jonah Hex to pop. It just felt like a Jonah Hex story, but
Oh yeah, the whole family thing.
yeah, with the
Oh
with
wow.
That was wild.
the Red
That was
family, yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy. He comes in contact with this crazy murderous inbred family, and it's just a wild story. It's like something you would have read in All Star West.
It's like the Hills Have Eyes or
I'm
Texas
pretty sure
Chainsaw
it's the
Massacre.
level of
Yeah,
Red
yeah.
Dead Redemption 2. I'm pretty sure.
no.
I
It
think there
wasn't
was
as blatant as Red Dead Redemption 2's, brother and sister, but it was there. But you could tell. I mean, it was there. So,
I think there was something like that in Preacher as well.
Probably.
oh, really?
Probably.
The weird family.
I
Preacher's
was
family.
also in the Book of Eli. The bell, ring the bell. A couple that were basically invite people in and then they'd eat them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was messed up.
This family in Redcoat, they would murder. They would take people in to give them shelter, give them a room to sleep at night, and then while they were feeding them, they would kill them, and then they would strip them of all their valuables and then throw the bodies like they had like a basement deal set up. It was just
It was so well done because here comes a guy who's immortal. They think they kill him and he's like, surprise!
it's so awesome. But yeah, he had to like get out. Because he doesn't come back right away. He's still. How do you explain it? It's like not going to sleep, but he basically kind of like that. But
yeah, he says when he dies, he always sees his dad.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, his dad like punishing him when he was little.
That scene reminded me of the Spirit. Whenever he dies, he sees like the beautiful hot chick from Electra, and then he's like, "It's not your time." He's like, "No." So
yeah, great issue.
Undead Kun, what you got going in the chat here? You got a couple of issues. Earthlings. Best one shot. Kardec. The Mystic is your number 2. And then he has I Hate Fairland is his number 4.
And Club Nephilim is number 3.
Where do you see that? Oh yeah, they're there. Okay. And number 1, okay, it's out of order. Number 1 was Chug Adventures presents the Cult of that Wilkin boy. Wilkins coffee is great. Anyway, whose turn is it out? I think
Jeffy.
it's Jeffy.
Yep, I think it's mine. I think.
Don't try hard.
I've got 2. Green Lantern, Green Arrow would be number 2, and number 1 is. Okay, I'm going to be a broken record here and say the Redcoat one about the death of Albert Einstein. And honorable mention might have been that, the inbred family. not necessarily inbred family, but you know. But that's what I got.
All right, Mr. Breen, what do you got for us?
Well, first I want to thank Undead Quinn because he reminded me. I've got a couple of like best one shots. Yeah, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, World's Finest Special was the best. I mean, that was better than I expected it to be good because it was Jeremy Adams. Didn't expect it to be this good. He just continues to.
Oh wow!
No matter how high you raise the bar, you know he goes over it like that Parisian pole vaulter without the giant, because he clears it.
That's actually kind of funny.
Hey! Don't burp in the.
Funny.
Oh,
the
sorry,
elf.
I thought I'd muted it. I'm sorry.
What? But it's like that scene from Elf where he
Yeah,
drinks the
Jeff,
whole
it's a
two-liter
little
Coke.
late now.
I'm calling horseshit on that because he burped and talked damn near at the same time.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Also, Breen,
maybe they
I
teach that up north. I don't know.
Breen, I gotta call shenanigans. You need to be like be your best impression of Captain Frugal with that paper.
I want to bring back the school yard days and to Gelder. He's gonna kill me if he ever.
He doesn't watch this channel. We can't even
Yes,
get on to
true.
talk about Captain America 4.
The other one shot was the Karnak the magician, the mystic, Karnak the mystic. That was written by Joe, our buddy Joe Corallo.
We call him Joe.
It was full of Easter. You call him Mr. Corallo. I call him once a month and say hello, sir.
Hey, I call him. He doesn't answer.
It was full of Easter eggs, and it was a nice self-contained story. Now on to best individual issues. I had Ultimate Spider-Man #1 because it was like I said. Yeah, I know it didn't hit E as hard as it hit the rest of us, but I've been reading this character for 50 years. There aren't a lot of new ways to present these characters. Having Ben, not the way Ben just did, like the ponytailed hippie. J. Jonah Jameson as a good guy. Wife, kids. It was a fun. It was an interesting way to present characters that we've known forever.
Jameson
Really
interacting with Ben, and then it was
Space Ghost #6. That was one where Jan had to kill somebody to save a bunch of people the issue before, and he was really inside his own head, and they needed him again, and he eventually came through. And it's, again, I said, it's just a really well done series. and we talked about this here tonight. In an era where everything is written for the trades, the last two individual issues of Red Coat, obviously they were both great for different reasons. One was tug at the heartstrings, and the other one was the Albert Einstein. Kidding.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I see what you did there. He's right.
I did not. Daddy,
Alicia.
are we in this Spirit Awards?
Only because you keep wandering in here, you stupid idiot.
I keep bumping into things. And like I said, for two very different reasons. And that book is just amazing. Like I said, it's for those last two issues. Like I said, almost the single issue is almost a dead art form. I remember when DC did a Detective Comic standalone, it was almost like, wow, what is this thing? So those would be my picks for one shots and individual stories.
I mean, that issue 8, and you learn that they didn't just target adults, that family.
Yeah,
that was horrible. I was like, I was not expecting that. I was like, it's a good thing I didn't eat yet, because I was downright depressed after reading that issue. Man,
worst character and best character. Well, Paul from Spider-Man's the best. I don't know.
No! Listen, if they show Deadpool killing him, and that new Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe again, I'll buy all the variants.
If they advertised that, it would probably mean 10,000 extra sales.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
It would. Everyone on Twitter who has ever complained, which is thousands of people, would go out and buy copies.
Here's the other thing. I'll disagree. I'll say who's worse than Paul is Mary Jane, the way she treats Peter.
Well,
And-
I was saying,
She only treats him like that because they created Paul and put Paul in there.
I know, but
and after that character was created, Terry from Teen Titans went,
He said, "Finally,
yeah, finally.
I'm out of this hell."
how's it going there, Donna? It's I think we're time.
That's disgusting. I did not like that at all.
Well, there's also
No.
who's the guy from what's the other book we're reading? X-Men, the guy who's hanging out with Jean. Well, that's a college. Ted. Another
Hey,
Ted.
Gene.
How's it going there, Gene?
Somewhere Amy's going,
Yeah, I kid you not. I saw on Twitter today. I said, "Is it Happy Birthday, Amy?" I was like, it's not her birthday. But anyway,
Yeah, doesn't
Mr.
Logan count as
Black,
that
Mr. Black Cat.
You know Amy's birthday?
No, I don't. I was joking.
Okay. Mhm.
Amy from Sonic?
MK does. Inside joke. So,
All right.
Ronnie, I don't do that voice of Skevia. How's it going, Ronnie? How's it going?
All right.
All right. Evil Black Cat, it's your turn as we scared up all
Please,
the...
evil black cat, shut him up, please.
How's it going there, little Black Cat?
Kind of overeat, and now my stomach hurts.
That's your best one shot?
Yes.
Eddie already said he mumbled it.
So it's the Superman House of Brainiac special. I forgot what the exact title of it was. But it's
Also,
that.
Brainiac was the exact title of the story.
All right. No, the one shot.
There's a one shot connected to House
Oh,
of Brainiac.
yeah. That's probably called the
House of Brainiac. One Shot.
Yeah, one shot.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing
Or
it's called.
Power
So
Girl. If you just read one issue.
It's that. That one goes in the list. We have the Civil War issue on the list.
It just made the list.
Well, I am trying to be different instead of just saying my list is just what Venkman said. And in
Honestly,
that exact order.
yeah. But I mean, like, who's the most diverse on here with the diverse picks? It actually has to be Zach, ironically.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I actually wanted to say it earlier that your list and mine is exactly the same, except I would put the Civil War issue as my number 2. Other than that, it is the exact same list.
Huh.
And honestly, though, I expect overlap, and these are you're called the best books of the year. So if you and I agree on something, or just being our top 5, that means these books are doing pretty well. Because we did not discuss anything beforehand as far as what our list was going to be. He's just copying us. He's just writing it down as he creates his list. Like that's the best thing when you come in. It's like you're the last one to go on the rotation. He's like, oh, I forgot about that book. I'm writing that
I
down.
didn't prepare for this at all. And I am, by the way, anybody that's on my channel, come on over to Geeky Puppet Show. But that's what we're doing here.
Subscribe to Geeky
I
Puppet
didn't,
Show.
I didn't prepare very much. Also, the reason why I'm muted is because occasionally I cough really loud. I don't want to interrupt. Is it my turn already?
It is your turn, actually. We're allowing you to speak.
Okay. Look, I don't hate Ultimate Spider-Man #1. I really don't. It just didn't hit me as hard. I was that first issue, however, I do think, and I praised it for being a character issue. They took time to explain the world Spider-Man was living in, so when things started happening to him, you actually give a shit. So I would include that #1 in this particular list. The next one would be Flash Gordon. Now, Flash Gordon is almost the antithesis of the Spider-Man. because it wasn't so much you got to know the character, but you got to know the backstory of why they're where they are in that particular time. You get a little bit of the character of Flash Gordon as you find out he's not actually a thinker, and he's more of a doer. It was a little bit more on the action side than the Amazing Spider-Man. It's still a good book. The other one I would have to say is Dick Tracy #1, because they set that book up perfectly, another character issue, but they did it through the action and they did it through the detective work. And I love the introduction. I love the whole bit where there's this massacre, and it's more up to date. So it's not like in the 40s. You see a bunch of machine guns going, and everybody just goes and falls down. There's blood everywhere.
Mass shootings.
Yeah, there's blood everywhere in this, and then the cops are there, and you get this big hero shot of Dick Tracy. And the next panel, the cops are going, "That's him." Not impressed. But it was very good. It was very good at setting up the world, setting up Dick Tracy, and I put that in.
If I could go for one best panel, it's Transformers. I forget what issue it is where he steps on the deer.
Yeah, it's all upset about it too.
It's terrible.
It's asking if I fart when I cough. Only if I have to fart and then I cough. Otherwise, it's not like just casually coughing and farting.
Well, he probably laughs. He probably pees when he laughs.
Flash Gordon is a doer. Yes, he is.
Zach, I'm guessing that you were not a fan of Bambi Meets Godzilla, right?
Was there a Bambi Meets Godzilla?
It was a while back.
Yeah, that's what the Transformers. That's where they got that.
Yeah.
Wow, Ash, I haven't heard that joke 5 times yet this year.
Who's that?
Oh, Ash is in there? Hey, Ash.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't seen you all since last year.
We've actually seen Zach more often than we've seen Ash. Shocker.
Barely, though.
I know. It's like
Just barely. By that much.
This is Zach's first appearance for 2025.
This is my first 2025 appearance.
It's like, alrighty. Alrighty then. We're on to the category, or we got more in the chat here?
Oh, do we have some in the chat? I did not
don't know.
even. Hang on. I'm scrolling up.
Leon's dying over there. He said I'm too old to shovel this much snow. Hey, I said that in my 20s. I said, screw that.
Best one shot. Here we go. Undead Quinn. Best one shot. Number 2 is Kardak the Mystic. Number 1 is Chilling Adventures presents The Cult of That Wilkin Boy.
I think we read this one off. Yeah, before.
Oh, did it? Club Nephilim number 0.
Yeah.
I Hate Fairyland number 12. Okay. Never
Well,
mind.
there's nothing new. It's
I got
great.
nothing.
That's all right.
Kazar.
He's showing off the books. He's sending it to us. These are our Christmas presents he forgot to send. He's just going to put mine in the box over there. As he's muted.
What's our next category there?
Our next
Governor of Ceremonies.
So
I told you yesterday I got up early as hell to ship out all the books, carried those big ass heavy boxes into the car, freaking chest filled with phlegm and just sickness.
Oh.
I drive down to the post office so I make sure your books are getting to you, because yes, I understand it's been a while, only to find out the fucker was closed. So, yeah.
Oh. Yikes.
yeah.
So yeah, things are gonna go out tomorrow, guys.
Alrighty. New category.
New category.
Best writer.
Oh, I know.
Uh,
If they're I don't have any best starters to writers or anything like that. So
I mean, you talked about some of the books, already.
I
So.
don't know who fucking wrote them. I don't.
Look, I'm not gonna leave a comic geeks. It ain't that hard.
I don't know who wrote them. I don't know who drew them and shit.
Look up beneath the trees, or whatever, and it could be your new writer. You like, but
Clint saying I should hose down the packages with Lysol. I think we're all in this together.
how about we just hose down E with Lysol instead?
I know, right?
Yeah. All right. Number 5 for me.
It's too much Lysol.
Liefeld. Oh.
Lysol.
Lysol.
He said. Yep.
All right. Number 5 for me is Robert Kirkman, the writer of Void Rivals. in the number 4 spot.
That's right. Kirkman does write mine.
I know, right?
Took me a second. I was like, wait a second. I thought he was I thought you meant.
I
Vin
guys
Diesel.
sent you the wrong list, the original list. I had him down for Transformers, and I realized
I know.
wait,
I caught so many errors on that. I was like, wait, where's Daniel Warren Johnson?
he wasn't on any of the lists. Robot Fighter.
Nice.
Number 4 for me is Daniel Warren Johnson on Transformers. In the number 3 spot is Mark Waid's World's Finest. And then number 2 is Jeremy Adams, working on Green Lantern and also working on Flash Gordon. Number 1, though, this guy is a workhorse. Jeff Johns, working on Redcoat, Geiger, and Rook Exodus, all being excellent stories. And then he's also taking on, I believe, Hyde Street as well.
Is he writing Hyde Street?
Or is it Tomasi?
No, Tomasi's doing the family, like the Rockefellers and the Hornsby.
No, he's still got 3 books though, they were just awesome. So that is my top 5 for the best writers of 2024.
Nice.
The floor is to you, Zach.
Floor is mine. Alrighty.
2 seconds on the clock.
My runner-up for 2024 is the great Jonathan Hickman, who does not miss a beat ever. His Ultimate Spider-Man is fantastic. But moving into my top 3, my number 3 writer of the year is Daniel Warren Johnson. Not only for his killer work with Transformers, but if you are not reading The Moon is Following Us, you are really missing out. That is a really phenomenal series. Number 2 is Joshua Williamson, who has also been a workhorse kind of this year between Superman and Green Arrow and Robin and G.I. Joe,
Duke, Cobra Commander,
Duke, all over the place. And all of his books have been great. So Joshua Williamson wins the number 2 spot. Number 1, though, has to go, and I am a little bit biased, but that's okay. Jeremy Adams wins the number 1 spot for me. All of his DC books are great. His Flash Gordon is great. I'm looking forward to his Aquaman coming up later this month.
I actually am too.
So Jeremy Adams, just anything you pick up from him, it's going to be great.
We sacrificed the Flash for better books.
We did. Who thought when we gave up Wally West that we would be getting Hal Jordan, Aquaman, that we would be getting all this good stuff?
Who would have thought that Tom Terry wouldn't take over in July? I was shocked.
Yeah, I know. You certainly did. You tried filling me with fear every other day, but I stayed strong.
That was a 2022 flashback there. Wow.
I call this. No, it was 2023, and I call this a complete success. Instead of focusing on the lesser Flash, he gets to write much better characters and
much better. You, sir, need to go sit in a corner because Flash Gordon is good, but he doesn't beat Wally West. Wally West literally runs circles around him.
Zach is correct. All right, am I up?
All right. You're up, Mr. Super Nintendo.
Man, this is the regular Nintendo Entertainment System.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I
had N64. I had N64. I didn't have either.
So did
of
I.
those.
I've had them all.
Yep.
Well, my best writer of the year, it just happens to be my favorite writer of all time, and I'm going with Jeff Johns for Redcoat. And Jeff could have gotten a few books on here this year, but Redcoat, it's just the one that resonated with me from his writing. But Geiger and Rook could have easily made the list too. So,
all right.
In fact, I guess I can go ahead just because it is Jeff Johns. I'm going to say Jeff Johns for his Ghost Machine work. Boom, the end. Okay.
Destroys you how
all
stupid
his books
he was.
as long as he's writing them. So
DC was an idiot for letting Jeff Johns go because he's just running banger after banger.
And Tomasi
really
and
were.
all Tomasi and John should be running DC Comics right now, not Jim Lee and what's her face. So anyway, I'm not going to get off on that tangent, but their loss, Ghost Machines gain, and boom, excellent year so far.
Yeah, they got rid of Jeff Johns and they brought in Leah Williams and Kelly Thompson.
Oh God.
But anyway, though,
Mr.
Geek Easy, it is your turn now.
Alrighty then. I am getting Whoever wrote Green
Brain,
Lantern.
real quick, Brain, you got to turn your
Jeremy
TV
Adams.
a little bit, please.
What's up?
I assume that's Brain's TV in the background.
He's the only one who watches TV.
It's- I haven't touched the volume. You couldn't hear it the whole time. Now you can.
Well,
Not
it's
too loud.
You're on a commercial, aren't you?
No.
No? Yeah, I don't know. It's just coming through stronger that time. Okay.
Well, my volume's turned down too, so if you turn your volume all the way up, yeah, you can hear it. But anyway, Geeky, you said the writer for Green
Sorry.
Lantern?
Yes.
That's Jeremy Adams.
Jeremy Adams.
Yep.
Okay, then Spider-Man, was that Hickman?
Hickman was Spider-Man. He's 2 for 2.
Then I don't know either one of these can switch, but I'm gonna put Adams. Who's that that wrote the first night? Was that Adams?
That was Dan Jurgens.
That was Dan Jurgens. Okay, and then number one. Do I need to say the only man in comics who knows how to spell his name correctly?
Mark Wade? Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Oh, Jeff Johns.
Yes.
Alrighty then. As we just zoom in on E as he just dies coughing off camera. Huh? No. All right, Eric Breen.
Okay. Number 5, David Pepos for Space Ghost.
Cool.
Nice.
Number 4, Jeff Johns for pretty much writing Ghost Machine. And honestly, the rest of these, 3, 2, 4, 3, and 2 are really in no particular order. But number 3, Mark Miller
Oh, yeah.
for everything on his imprint. Number 2, Jonathan Hickman for Ultimate Spider-Man. And number 1, Jeremy Adams for Flash Gordon, Green Lantern, Jay Garrick, Flash. Pretty much anything he touches at this point turns to gold.
Brain,
so.
I can't hear the game. Turn it up, okay?
Sure thing, pal. How's that? Can you hear it now?
Better.
All right. Glad it helped.
I didn't think about Mark Millar. That would have been that's a good one. Oh, you know what else we didn't think about? Mark Pellegrini for Common America.
And I
Oh,
forgot to put in R. I want to add him to my list.
You know who else we forgot?
Who?
Ron Lim.
And Ron Mars.
Tin Lamb?
That's what I said.
Roy Thomas
Yeah, well, he invented all this.
created everything,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we don't have comics without Roy Thomas.
This is true.
Wow, Jackson, that's a meanie thing to say about your and friend Jay.
What? Oh, I got to see this. What did he say?
He said he loves you.
Breen forgot to mention Jim Lee and Venkman by Grok.
Man. Oh.
That's some good silence right there.
I know. I'm wondering why.
Good silence.
Wonder why we're
Mr.
meeting.
Black Cat.
There we go.
Jackson, you're welcome to leave.
The door swings both ways, people.
That's right.
Like some of the audience.
Dun, dun, dun.
So whoever's next.
All right.
That is the cat.
So my list goes Josh Williamson. And these are all runners-up, so I'm not going to rank them. I'm just going to name them up. It's Josh Williamson. It is Dan Waters. It is Jeremy Adams. But there can only be one number one.
Sure.
It's my favorite writer since I've gotten back into comics. He was my favorite writer right before I took the break from comics. It is Mr. Jeff Johns.
Alrighty.
Good one. Good one. Ash, I don't know. What did Brubaker write this year? Did he write something this year?
He had one book that wasn't that great. Eric. Did Brubaker
Night
3 books this
Fever-
year? He had
Night
one.
Fever was last year. That was 2023. I don't even know if he had one this year.
Oh wait, I think he did Where the Body Lays. I think that was this year, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
Or Where
Was
the
that
Body
one of his
was.
criminal books?
I completely forgot. No, but I completely forgot about that. But you're right. It wasn't one of his best pieces.
Hmm.
Alrighty.
Oh, okay.
No.
I didn't know he had a new
And
one
we
this
have
year.
you
Human.
and channel.
It's human.
So Evil Like Cat, you went then? Or are you
Yeah.
still on your list? Okay.
No, I went. Jeff Johns was number one. Jeremy Adams, Josh Williamson, and what was his face again? What's number 2 again?
Jeremy Adams, Josh Williamson,
No,
Hickman,
Dan Waters.
Waters.
Alrighty.
Dan Waters just makes it in for his stuff in December.
Hello to you, Carter. Joe Casey
Hey, you.
is number 2, and Hickman is number 1 for him.
Joe Casey's a good pick. I like Casey.
No, Justina Ireland. Or Zeb Wells.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Big no on that. No, didn't Casey do the Kneel Before Zod miniseries?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that was a fun series. That was really good. That made Zod cool, or at least to
Right,
me.
right.
Maybe other people thought he was cool already.
Well,
but-
I already thought he was, but
There's
yeah,
there's
another level.
Mid McKay.
I like Jed McKay. His Moon Knight is a blast.
All
Oh
right.
look, the book Zach likes.
Yes, the one that
Moon,
I like.
Moon Knight. Oh.
No, Power Man and Iron Fist.
No.
Because it's
Because
Power
it has
Man
Iron
and
Fist.
Iron Fist.
Alrighty then. E, do you have a best writer?
Actually, yeah, sure. I don't know who wrote the first appearance or the first issue of Ultimate Spider-Man. Go right on it. Let's throw him in there. 'Cause
Well,
I
no,
wasn't-
you read the other series, Beneath,
Correct.
Beneath the Trees. That one.
Beneath the yeah, I should have checked that one up. But yeah, I don't know these people. The writer of Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, I thought that was done very well. But I don't have names. I do have, if I'm gonna be honest, with the books I read, Paul Levitz, Steve Skeets, Paul Kupperberg, Martin Pascoe, Dave Michelini are all the writers of Death of a Prince. That was a book I read this year and I loved. Dan Abnett for his
Abnett's
entire
good.
Aquaman run. And let's go with Chuck Dixon and all the people that wrote Batman Nightfall. I mean, those were the books that I was actually reading this year and enjoying. This new shit, I gave up on the new stuff. It just didn't impress me. I just gave up. You know what it was? It was really the move. When we moved, I kind of got out of it. I didn't have the access I usually had, and so I started reading my trades, and I got into that over the new stuff. So a little bit of cheating, but yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Let's see. I'm actually reading the trade paperback right now. Alex Segura and Michael Mordecai for Dick Tracy.
Nice.
Yeah,
All
I've
right.
actually got the trade in front of me here for the digital, of course. I ain't buying shit.
God.
You know, that's okay. Like I said, like if you don't have like every category filled out, here the whole goal is this: we're telling you what we enjoyed. Now, if you could probably find everything we're talking about a year later in the dollar box, go ahead.
But seriously, for if you guys haven't read it, check out it's the 1970s Aquaman run, or I guess it'd be Silver Age into.
Nice man's.
But the death of Prince and the one before it where they kidnap Mira. They go to get their excellent storylines.
I thought it was Mara.
And did I say Mira?
No, you said Mira. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you shit because you do manga.
Oh yeah, man.
I've been pronouncing it Mira for a long time. And the other one is, yes, I read the, I'm sorry. Eric, who was the writer during the Korvac saga and the Kree Skrull War? I read those this year. I've been going through say again?
Roy Thomas and Jim Shooter, respectively.
I've been going through my trade paperbacks alphabetically a lot and occasionally hitting a showcase. but that's where I'm at right now.
To be fair, though, you can your best writer could be Roy Thomas. He created everything.
He created freaking what are you guys talking about? The Rook and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
Wolverine.
He's given credit to Jeff Johns, but
Roy Thomas created Jeff Johns.
Right,
he did.
Yeah.
Roy Thomas.
It's his pen name.
It's right.
Roy Thomas is his father.
All these writers you see, like Jeff Johns, those are hired paid actors, just like Iron Man 3.
Yep. I believe that.
Did you know that ABC dispels death?
I don't know.
That's what Sergeant Rock says.
Oh, right.
That's a good Sergeant Rock.
That's an awesome cover, by the way.
I thought it was already been compromised.
But anyway, yeah, the Dick Tracy, I didn't check, but the Dick Tracy #1 is awesome. Flash Gordon was awesome. Ultimate Spider-Man was awesome. Beneath the Trees were awesome. Right. So those would be, I don't know what.
Now we get into the awesome. It's probably one of my more favorite categories. Best artist.
Interior artist.
Yes. Interior, right?
Interior artist.
Where you had to do both interior and cover. You had to make it extra difficult for the guy that's never here.
You know, though, it's okay. It's all right.
It's okay. I'll survive.
Well, I felt like if we did best artist and then best cover artist, like I said, like it feels like we just had the same people over and over again, and just
no, it's fair. Actually, as I was going through, there are some artists that do covers and that didn't make it into the interior.
You said yesterday, I can't remember his freaking name.
One that I said,
the Black Cat artist.
Oh, Fareed Karami.
He's on Avengers, right?
Yeah, he's on Avengers right now. He's been on Avengers since issue 18 or 19. He also did that Venom Lethal Protector miniseries that David Michelin did.
Yes.
And he did a couple of issues of Daredevil.
Guys,
like when it rebooted with Saladin Ahmed writing, he was the one. He did the issues with She-Hulk in it.
Did you see Saladin and Ahmed?
Silence!
I kill you!
I kill you!
Love
that guy. We watched some of his puppet stuff on Christmas Eve. It was great.
I saw a post he did of if Jeff Dunham on Johnny Carson. I was like, there's no way this has to be like edited. He's that old to be on Johnny Carson. I know Dana Carvey is, but like I didn't think Jeff Dunham was been around that long.
Yeah.
But anyway, so my number 5 is Trish Forsner for Farrell.
Oh, fucking Farrell. How did I not remember fucking Farrell?
How do you remember to put pants on?
Went off. Farrell, obviously.
The same way nobody remembered Ed Brubaker, apparently.
Oh, there you go.
How did I forget fucking, I mean, that, and I love the art on that. And I mean, it's really, you're right. You know what? I do have to bow out. I am becoming very tight, hot, and just.
All
right. Just
what she said.
Well, you know,
I'm becoming tight, wet, and hot.
Tight,
hot, and wet right now.
That's it.
I said he's overrating himself on all 3 counts.
By the way, I don't think any woman my age actually ever says the tight part, but yeah, no, it's just I can feel my body just giving up right here.
Erotic time with England teen right now.
Hey, you change it into whatever. I'm talking about. I'm fucking sick of
this. Is this the 90s?
I can feel my body right now.
Angleteen after dark. Call now. I'm wet and wild. Ready to talk to you.
And tight. Ooh.
The most confusing sex line ever. It's 1-800-COMICS. Wait, what? I'm supposed to get off on what?
Oh God!
I mean, Axel Braun turned it into a money-making scheme. You know,
there you go.
Why not?
No, but yes, I'm sorry, but
I'm just that. I have never heard of that man's name before.
He is a better artist than the guy who did what was that? Fantasy 4 City, whatever that was.
Fantastic Four City.
The one that one shot or trade that, or yes, that you're now I can't remember what his name is. I remember because it's he did the covers behind Zach.
Alex Ross.
Sorry.
Ow.
I got a question for you guys, a little legitimate question.
Sure.
There have been times where I've really dropped the ball on the auction and such. That's just happened. Mistakes are made. how did you justify it sticking around?
Easy. You I address, like, I'll give you an example right now. The DC Comics Presents I bought from you last year. Remember, you forgot to check them, and they ended up having the coupon or the subscription thing cut out of them and stuff. And so and you were like, you got credit on the next auction. So
For me
you
personally,
worked with me. You were cool about it, and so yeah, it was easy.
me personally, I was guilt tripped by Eric says if we leave, who's going to stream with him?
Well, my answer is simple.
Do that.
My answer is simple. I've been under house arrest for the last.
So
7
there you
years.
go. I've discovered 2 books. One is a Magnus Robot Fighter, which he didn't mention. This guy, I've been dealing with him for ever since I started the auction. So,
Number is it?
It's a gold key.
Oh,
But the thing is I've got to throw it in the dollar bin, the dollar boxes, because and he didn't mention it, but I should have seen this. That's on me. You know, you see it right there. But
yeah.
yeah. But what was not mentioned and was not shown that this does not have a back cover.
Oh,
So instant at the very. I think I could still get $1 for it.
So, does anyone want to tell Ash that big game was in 2023?
I can't.
Yeah, you have to do a lot of that.
Yeah.
We're looking at 2024 books, Ash.
Oh, and thank you for the Will Conrad on Flash Gordon. That was pretty.
Oh,
good.
Will Conrad. Oh, I didn't even write down
Yeah,
Will Conrad.
All right, get into my number 4 on the best
Sorry. I'll talk to you guys later. I am getting the new books for the auction set up. If y'all don't mind, we could do a showing tomorrow and such. So
if you remember.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do the covers yet because that's a lot of talking. Like right here, if we do a hangout stream tomorrow, yeah, you know, it can kind of lean on you guys for a lot of the conversation, and I could pause whenever. You guys might actually get a word in edgewise. But
tonight's any indication.
Yeah. Anywho. Peter Haber for Beneath. Thank you, Undead Quinn. That's mine as well. For the writers, those are good. But yeah, I'm gonna go and lay down on one of our Christmas. I bought for the car. I bought these heating pads.
God, another 40-minute goodbye.
I know, right?
I'm sorry. Let me shorten this up. Go fuck yourself.
That's better. Now go.
Go
you
fuck
killed
yourself,
him, Brain.
All right.
Come on, I got him on the roof. Finish him off, guys.
Do it quick! Go some more and die! Hurry!
Before you go,
All righty, God damn it. Oh, by the way, thank you, Eric. I've been holding my stomach muscle down, and it actually helps. I pulled a muscle coughing. You kids have a good time. See you tomorrow.
See you. Feel
What?
better.
What
See ya.
muscle?
have a good night.
Well, he wasn't coughing. Or gagging. But... Anyway, on to my number
Easy
4.
Dude, what
That-
category are we on now? Oh yeah,
Hey, best, yeah,
We're
I'll start
on-
over. Best
We're on
interior artist.
interiors.
Yes. I'll repeat again. Starting Trish Forstner from Farrell was my number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Number 4 was Mike Perkins from Batman First Night. Dan Mora, the world's finest interior artist. Then I also have Marco Cicchetto on Ultimate Spider-Man. But number one interior artist, Jorge Corona, Transformers.
Interesting pick.
It is very interesting.
Because you were not.
I was
at first.
I honestly, I was upset. The fact is because I thought this was going to be another Scarlet thing where they, kind of like at the time. Well, Scarlet hadn't come out yet. That's not really fair. But when branches out to somebody else, it's just like, and it's like the quality drops. It's like a lot of us invested in Transformers thinking it was going to be Danny Warren Johnson doing both, and then by issue 7, he's like, "I'm done. I'm just going to do the writing," and I'm like. And it sucked because the way he was drawing it matched the way he told the story. So if someone can't match that same quality, that was going to be the nail in the coffin of that book. But Jorge Corona did really well.
Yeah.
Clint, you might have to go click the like button if you still hear E coughing and talking while he's. All right. What do we got here? So yeah, we had okay. So Undead Quinn, best year artist. Number 5 was Werther Del Adera for Batman, Dylan Dog. Number 3 was Patrick Horvath, Beneath the Trees, Where Nobody Sees. Number 2 was Jenny Warren Johnson. Was he on Transformers or what was he doing for interior?
Jenny
he
Warren
did
Johnson did the interior for Transformers up until Corona took over.
Right, but he's
Yeah, but was that 2024 or was that? Or I guess he was here.
He came off of it this year.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah.
And then we have Max Famira, I guess, for the Sacrificers. It says Undead Quinn. Alrighty. Number 2, or I said number 2. Zach, number 2. You're at number 2.
I am the number 2. All right. Looking at interior artist, my runner-up for this category is Tom C. Riley for his work on Duke and also going into G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Really good artist. Kind of strikes me as a little bit of that Chris Samney, but more action-y, I guess. Number 3, going to the top 3, we have, just mentioned a little while ago, Fareed Karami, because the dude draws women like nobody else at Marvel will draw a woman. It's insane.
You mean like women?
He drew an homage of John Byrne's She-Hulk, where she's covered up only using the Comics Code Authority stamp.
Oh, wow.
He did that for fun. Marvel didn't even hire him to. He did that for fun, and it looks great. So if I start buying Avengers comics, he's the reason why, because he's currently the artist on Avengers. Next artist up is Alessandro Capuccio for all of his Moon Knight work. He does fantastic work with the Moon Knight books. It's always striking seeing his artwork. And my number 1 interior artist for the year, he did the Jay Garrick Flash. He's also doing JSA right now, but it's Diego Alorteguy. The dude has a really fun, energetic style. It's just really cool. Something about it I really dig. It's fresh. It's got a unique vibe to it. It's really, really cool. It's very kinetic, very energetic. So yeah, I like it a lot. I think he had, I forgot who the colorist was, but the colorist who works with him also does really good. So those are my 4 interior artists for the year.
All right. I'm up.
You're up, sir.
All right, I'm just giving one. There's a lot that I could have chosen, but Jason Fabok on Rick Exodus was just setting up that whole world, setting up that entire universe of what they're doing, because that's separate from the named Ghost Machine. It's its own deal, and the whole thing takes place on a colonized planet that from humans that had to leave Earth. And that's kind of a big pressure on him. He has to set up this world just right. I mean, to really drive it.
Failing of colony.
Yeah, and he did, man. And I mean, just all the animals and everything. It's just, well, he always knocks it out of the park. But yeah, he's my interior of the year by far. So Jason Fabok.
Nice.
All righty, Geek Gizzy.
Okay. Let's see. I have Checchetto. I think is that what I wrote down. Checchetto.
Ultimate Spider-Man cover artist.
That was on your list. That was on your list that you sent. I forget what it was, but
yeah.
And Hitch.
Brian Hitch.
Yes. And if John Byrne did anything this year, he's going to be on my list. I love his art. I'd put Lee down, but I know he didn't do anything. And for the stuff this year, Perkins from First Night.
Nice.
He's the one that did First Night, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Mike Perkins. Yeah.
Yes, that was
He's got a new DC miniseries coming out with the Atoms.
Yeah, but it's
Oh, Captain
it's
Adam.
written. It's like written by John Ridley, so I just.
But it's also written by Ryan Parrott, though.
not.
who's
It's
the Power
not
Rangers
enough.
book.
He won't be able to overcome.
I love
Ridley.
Ryan Parrott, but the fact that like he has to be teamed up with this guy, and I'm curious. One question: is it like be a backup story where Ryan Parrott's doing like the backup story?
It came.
I know
It came out
Parrott's
this
name is
week.
the first one being credited, so usually the first one has the most impact, huh?
No, it came out this week, so let's just yo ho ho it afterwards.
Oh, there you go.
I guess Jeff's done.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Oh yeah, I was done. I just thought we had moved on.
Yeah, okay, my honorable mention is the guy who drew the Green Lantern, Green Arrow, World's Finest. I can't remember his name.
I'll find out for you. Give me a second.
Never seen him on anything else, and gotta wonder why. Because I thought, honestly, I think you could put him right next to Dan Mora. As far as the other styles are similar, they're both very, very good.
Lucas Meyer.
Yeah, because he did the first half of that book, and that I said that was
It's not Jorge, is it? Jorge Jimenez?
no. This was a guy.
It's Lucas Meyer.
And Zach, I know you read more DC than I did. Does that name ring any kind of bell?
No, apparently he did a lot of the Beast World stuff though. Titans, when they did that Beast World event, he did a lot of the art for that, like several issues of that. He's done some Nightwing, some Night Terrors.
Okay.
Just a few different.
He needs a regular high profile gig because he's good.
Yeah, he did. Oh, he did the last some of the last DC series too. He was one of the pencilers on that.
Okay.
Yeah, he did several.
I think I bailed. I think I read all of them up until the last one.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5. Oh, good Lord. Will Conrad for Flash Gordon. Number 4, Dan Mora for World's Finest, even though I'm not reading, but he is the artist on Superman, so I've gotten a couple examples of his art recently. Number 3, Gary Frank
Good pick.
for Giger. Number 2, Mario.
I wasn't me that said that. I want that on record.
Marco Gicchetto for Ultimate Spider-Man, and number 1, and I can't believe I said this. Yeah, a list where I don't. Yeah, Jason Fabok not on it because it's But number 1, Brian Hitch. I think he's like I said, like comparing like Brian Hitch and say Dan Mora. It's like Hitch uses every millimeter of every page he does. And it's like not that I said I'm not saying he's better than Mora, although I like him.
And you
more
know
than
it.
But it's like Hitch's work just all looks like I said he uses every inch of the page and then some. There's no wasted space. Vince Coletta, I don't know if he could have erased his way out of Brian Hitch panels, but I said I think he's just gotten. Whereas other artists that have a kind of unique style become funhouse mirrors of themselves as they get older. Todd McFarlane, for example, Hitch just keeps getting better.
He's true.
So that's on my list.
Good list.
Thank you, sir.
Kitty Cat.
So mine is all 3 of the Jeff Johns artists. So Brian Hitch for Brian Hitch does which one again?
Red Coat.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, I forgot who does what. Fabok for Rook and Gary Frank for Geiger itself. If
Geiger.
I got that, managed to match all of them right.
Mhm.
Then we have honorable mentions is Marco Chichitos for.
I know you're gonna say
Ultimate
Chichito.
Spider-Man. I do not have Dan Moore on this list because he doesn't deserve to be on this list.
Ooh.
I also did not have Dan Moore on my list as well.
Yeah.
Evil Black Cat. So you're not alone.
And
I like him.
Okay,
but he wasn't
that's
good
okay.
enough.
I got enough love for him. He's okay.
That's all right. I love him too. He just wasn't good enough for my top 4.
and my number 1 artist for this year even though he only did 3 issues so far. It is Dexter Stoy for Nightwing.
Nice.
Okay.
Killer.
I think Evil Black Cat's a Nightwing fan.
You know what's
Just
crazy?
a little bit.
There's so much talent at Ghost Machine that somebody who you could make a legitimate case for being better than the 3 that have been mentioned didn't get mentioned.
Who's that?
Ivan Rice.
Oh yeah.
Mm,
Oh yeah.
it's true.
Yeah, on Hyde Street. Yeah, didn't he do Hyde Street?
I think he's doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Crazy good stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
I forgot.
even Germanico didn't get a mention.
Yeah.
I forgot they had one for my best series. I forgot about it.
Jamal Campbell didn't get a mention either.
Seisman Kudranski
Or
Kudranski.
Tom Phillips.
from Something Epic.
Or Jacob Phillips.
Yeah.
Or Phil Hester.
Yeah, there's a reason for that, Zach. We've been over that.
Yeah,
It's funny though the way different people interpret art. They said, a couple people on Zach's list, I'm not impressed with at all, and I'm amazed that he rated it ahead of Dan Moore, who I've heard him speak highly of. And this is not a knock, and I'm not doing a bit.
No.
I think it's amazing how, because honestly, I think art is more subjective than writing.
I really do. I agree. I think you're right.
Wow.
I'm surprised Riley Rothmo didn't make anyone's list.
I know. Well, we didn't have
Not that subjective.
Yeah.
So the other thing I said, like I had so many to choose from. Walter Giovanni on Red Sonja has actually brought the quality of the book up. He got along with having Torrin Grunbeck as the writer, who also didn't mention because there's just so many books that I'm really enjoying. All right.
Cover artist, and that's going to be
Right.
Yeah.
But I've got mine panned out. I've had him. He's been in my
I
mind.
got mine somewhere.
I was tweaking mine while we're doing the list here. I was going through it. I was just like, because I was like, oh crap! I actually have 10 more on here twice. Like I can't be on interior and on cover, so I quickly removed him. But I was like, oh, I'll do this. But I'm like, wait, I don't want to do just someone who does variant covers. I don't want that. Like,
Yeah.
that's so I went for an actual a new person who actually is a new writer that we discovered this year, who worked for Best Cover Artist. My number 5 is Michael Walsh. He was the cover artist and the interior artist for Frankenstein.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
He's also the writer too.
Frankenstein.
He's a one-man band.
Frankenstein.
Nice.
Yes.
Sure.
Number 4, Pepe the Raz for Blood Hunt.
Nice. Good pick. I like that.
Yeah. I was like, big game. Like, oh yeah. I mean, I said made the same mistake that Ash did. I was like, I had to look it up. Like, oh yeah, that was 2023. So I was like, he did something right after. And I was like, oh yeah, Blood Hunt.
Yep.
Number 3 is Brian Hitch. The covers are on Redcoat. I've been loving those. Number 2, I feel kind of cheating with this because like this guy's a very famous artist, and I don't know if he's on anybody else's list, but Alex Ross on Fantastic Four.
He belongs on that list for those covers, man. That dinosaur cover alone.
Green doesn't like Alex.
I mean, Alex Ross doing the cover with Sue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The crime noir cover.
Yeah.
That was the cover of the year.
That was this year.
That's
Yeah, that
the
was
year.
like in February or March. Yeah, that was a good one.
So he had so many of them I liked. You know, as I was going through, I was like, how could I not? Because I'm like, I'm not reading Fantastic Four, but I know I got one of them that was during Blood Hunt. So I'm like, wait. I remember Zach telling me like, oh yeah, he's doing all the cover arts. So I'm like, he did a bunch of them in a row.
He really did. He did.
Like, so if I get a cover gallery for Fantastic Four, I'd pay for that. Not the interior.
Wait, Green, you do like Alex Ross. Maybe I'm getting you mixed up with E on that. I know somebody in the group does not.
No, I am a fan, definitely.
Okay.
No. So I mean,
I
like,
clearly am.
like say, right,
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
No. I forgot who it was doesn't like Alex Ross as an interior artist, but not as a cover artist because
I like him as an interior also.
Oh, yeah.
The interior is really good. It
was-
lacks a lot of the energy, but he's still good. It's
Well,
still
his sequential storytelling skills aren't as refined because they've never had to
Yeah,
be.
he's
Right.
done. What did he do? That he did this. Was it a Batman book?
He did a Fantastic Four book recently, full
No,
circle. He
Interior.
did Kingdom Come. He did Justice. Those are like his two big
Iggy
DC
Pop
books.
made a video. He was going over the book that he did. It was a Batman book where Batman saved his little black kid.
Yeah, that was Batman. I forgot the name. I forgot.
Yeah, he did the big one, just like the Superman when he did. It wasn't that bigger than Treasury Edition.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And Iggy Pop, for those who watch it, was
Batman
actually.
something crime. I forgot
Yeah.
what the full name is. Batman
Have a
something.
good night, one sec.
Oh,
Thanks for watching.
No,
That's
Batman War on. I think War on Crime.
Yeah, might have been that.
Yeah.
So I remember that. So, but my number one though, cover artist has been Ultimate Spider-Man, and that has been Marco Cicchetto. Although say though, if we were going variants,
The B cover on that.
it'd be J Scott Campbell.
J. Scott Campbell, gotta be.
But and like I said, Jenny Frison is a great variant cover artist too as well.
Yeah, Google did its War on Crime.
Okay.
You almost had me add J. Scott Campbell to my list as you said that. Almost added him.
Yeah. It's a good thing I didn't read his older stuff. Then it's actually saying his modern stuff doesn't feel as good as his original stuff, I guess.
Hmm.
And hey,
I didn't know he did any more modern stuff. I liked his Fantastic Four Full Circle. I thought that was a really good story.
No, he's talking.
That's the only modern thing I've read that he's done.
He's
talking
talking
about
about the art.
yeah.
Well, he was inspired on that Sue Storm cover.
That Sue Storm and the Doctor Doom riding the T-Rex.
Well, the one I first saw is the Blood Hunt tie-in with the vampires pulling on.
On Reed's face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah.
That was a good one too.
All right. So that is my top 5 for the best cover artists. Quickly. One day Quinn's gonna keep counting on his.
Okay.
Zach, let's go to you.
Okay. My cover artist. So we got some runner-ups, some honorable mentions. I have 2 for this one. One, justifiably so. One, just because he's a personal favorite. Daniel Warren Johnson. Any covers he did for Transformers were knockouts. His covers for The Moon Is Following Us, also knockouts.
I was gonna say, didn't Riley Rosswell did the covers for that too as well?
Riley Rossmo did some covers, but Daniel Warren Johnson also did covers. So don't you start that.
Riley Rosswell Johnson.
I'll also include, because he's the personal favorite of mine, Phil Hester for his Green Arrow covers. That just takes me back to
I call him Phil.
You call him Phil? I call him Philly. Anyway, my number 3 for cover artists. This one is just iconic. I don't think you can talk about 2024 comics without bringing up Nick Dragotta and his Absolute Batman cover. That thing is an icon.
Yeah.
And Nick Dragotta is just fantastic. He really should be in the Interior Comics list, but since it's only been a couple of issues, I'll let it cook until next year. But that cover alone deserves a spot in the top 3. So we got Nick Dragotta. Then I put Dan Mora, the number 2 spot in the cover artists. I gave Dan Mora some credit. He does some very fun covers. My number 1, though, goes to a guy that I've been singing his praises for a while, and that is Chris Samney. Anytime the guy does a DC cover, he wrapped up Firepower. He's doing the Batman and Robin. Chris Samney's covers they're amazing. I love them. So he is my number 1 cover artist for 2024.
All righty.
All right. And I got one. And let's get back to Alex Ross here real quick. It's not Alex Ross, but it's clearly this guy who I'm about to mention is inspired by Alex Ross. And I'm going with Francisco Mattina for his covers on Space Ghost. All of them hit hard. They're all awesome. All the A covers.
I like where the variant artist was doing like the 60s look.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
But if I had a variant list, that would definitely be considered.
If we had a variant list, we'd be here forever.
Oh, I know.
I'm talking about what that would look like.
Well, then again, there's why only 5 people do variants.
Number 1B, number 1C.
I feel like there probably only about 10 people in the comic industry that are doing variants. The rest are just the that's it.
Yeah.
But anyway, alrighty then. Moving on to Mr. Geek Gizzy.
Was Batman Joker Deadly Duo, was that
Last year.
2024?
That was 23.
Okay,
Yeah.
then never mind. Peace Momoko. I'm kidding.
Came out of left field.
I just don't like her stuff. I was just being kind of an a-hole.
Boomer.
Alex. No, there's only one boom. I'm Gen X. There's only one boomer here, and that's to my left.
Yeah.
Jay's ready to go.
And
Speak easy, jeez.
and then whoever does basically any cover for the Ghost Machines, they're all good.
Wow, you're turning the E now. Well, I'm just gonna go widespread.
I like that.
I understand that Lord of the Rings is 3 movies, but I'm gonna count them as
Hey, no. 2 very different categories. We're not getting into that tonight. We don't have the time.
I mean, if we category movies. Okay. If we had category movies in the running and walking, we have the Running Man, which is shorter.
Okay.
Then we have the Walking Man.
I'm stealing one of Yul Carter's. He said Carrie Andrews. I forgot.
You guys are sitting there saying something about the Lord of the Rings things being long. We are looking at Lord of the Rings length of this thing.
Yeah, no doubt.
True.
Well, we got rid of that. We solved the problem. He's gone. All right.
Probably listening. He's probably going to jump back on now.
Probably.
Well, here's the thing. It's still streamed to his channel, so whatever we say, it goes on his channel too. Until I end the stream. So.
Clint, we are on favorite cover artist right now.
Best cover artist of the year.
All right. Before we get to Mr. Breen, and then Quinn coming in saying his cover artist is Brett Bean from I Hate Fairyland. And I don't know anybody who's reading I Hate Fairyland other than Quinn. I really don't see anybody.
Really the only one I've seen bring it up. Yeah.
Sonia Matez, I don't know. Matas. The Man, Goat, and Bunny Man. Beware of the Pig Man. Oh, there was a sequel to the original. Cool. That's Xenoscope. Number 2 is Francisco Fritz Villa from Zach Bolt. What we see when we talk about the word the color white, we just say Zach.
Yeah. That's so clever. Oh, that's so. Never would have seen that coming.
Well, I'm just saying. Look down below you. That's the guy who starts all this stupid trends on his channel.
Really? It's not the guy to my left?
No. I just take credit for them.
You just take okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Because Green forgets that he made them.
Quiet cat. Number 1 is 20 weeks. Pharaoh homage. So, all right,
Homage.
Mr. Breen.
I didn't really. Yeah, I guess I would say Alex Ross, but I only bought one book with an Alex Ross cover this year, which was that Fantastic Four. So I'm just gonna pretty much go with the guys from Ghost Machine that do their own covers. Yeah, Gary Frank, Brian Hitch, Chichetto for the Ultimate Spider-Man. Or is that? I'm sorry, Chichitos. Ultimate Spider-Man.
Chichito.
Chichito.
Yeah, so yeah, that'll do.
Marco Trump.
That'll do, pig. That'll do.
Marco Stunt, or what was the name of it?
Marco Stunt, yes, from AW. All right. You a Black Cat? Let's get with your list here.
I will copy.
What say
Breen.
you?
I will copy Breen with the fact that I don't actually pay attention to who's doing the covers.
Carrie Andrews did his own Spider-Man Reign, number 2.
Yeah.
He did the Wolverine Revenge cover from Hickman. He also did X-Men number 1. He did
I'm going to go with Marco Chichitos on Ultimate Spider-Man. Because those are really nice covers. And because he does so much of the Marvel covers, I am going to go with Lesser Axel Braun, which is Alex Ross. Hickman said it, not me.
What?
Alex Ross is Lesser Axel Braun.
Jeez,
That's a really weird way to phrase it.
crunchy or puffs? You keep saying Cheetos, so what's your
Cheetos are the crunchy ones. Puffs are just called cheese puffs.
It's flaming hot Marco Cheetos.
I'm pretty sure he has a family. I think. Anyway,
I knew that was coming.
I know. That's what she said. Hey, all right. Anyway,
I hate it here.
you hate it here.
No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
And of course, the others, Dexter Soy, the Ghost Machine crowd. But if I have to pick one, I'm just gonna cheat and say Alex Ross.
All right.
So Zach, let me give you one that just to go on those lines. There's a Peter Frampton album. The follow-up to Frampton Comes Alive was called I'm in You. And Super 70 Sports did a post and said, if you have to tell her.
All right.
God.
Hugh Carter saying Joshua Middleton for his cover artist. And Carrie Anders was a so close second for him. Clint said he dozed off. All right. And then Clint's also saying Ethan Van Scriver for Cyberfrog Blood Honey. It still hasn't come out yet. No. Oh. I don't know. Rob Liefeld. What did he do this year? Evangeline?
Did he do?
Complain.
Did he have a Deadpool series, or is that?
He had a Deadpool thing.
And complained.
The one I got, the Deadpool, the other one
on Twitter.
was like last year. There was a Deadpool I did with the Wolverine thing. But I don't think he was. There was one you're reading, but I don't think that was him writing though. Bad Blood was 2023. But Stan Sakai, Don McTeague, and Alex Ross. And Jackson said, I can chime in on this one. Finally, a book I read. Robert Delatorre for Conan, the Jim's Up.
Nice.
Titans books. Alrighty. On to the best comic book company of the year. And we broke up Image, so the Image, I hate doing the blanket effect where you just say Image.
They are the publisher, though. It is not imprints. It is.
That's why I said company. Because Zach was being like, technically, I did.
Well, so
Zach was
what
being
side did you
accurate?
come on now? What side did you come down on then?
What do you mean?
Are you allowed to say Ghost Machine, or does it have to be Image?
No, you don't have to say Image. You can
Image.
say Skybound, Miller World, Man Cave, Titans, Image, Ghost Machine.
So Zach gives his approval.
I'll allow. It's not my channel, so
I actually do.
I'm just a guest here.
I called Dalton. He said it was okay.
Dalton said it was okay.
He authenticated it.
Oh, did he really? Okay, sure.
Dalton said a lot of things, but the TLDR is
It was a
too
long
long to explain, so we'll just say he said
It was
okay.
a long-winded answer, okay? We just hung up before the stream.
The TLDR was too long. You didn't read it,
And he's still talking. He doesn't know you hung up.
which is what TLDR stands for.
All right. So my ranking for the comic book companies of the year, and my list is pretty much indies. Because Marvel and DC kind of dropped the ball compared to these other ones, so they're really not on my list. If they are, they're in the top 10, but they're towards the end. Number 5 is Titan Comics, which has been great with Conan the Barbarian. Not so much with Gun Honey. Wow, did that series just fall off? Number 4 is Skybound. Been loving Transformers Energon Universe. Loving it. It's great. Number 3, Miller World. Mark's just really matured as a writer and just is writing some of the best books out there right now. That sadly, not a lot of people are reading because they stub their nose at him because look at the Ultimates. I want nothing to do with that.
No, they.
And he's also conservative.
He's not even conservative, but he's hated by the new audience because he won't join in on any digital lynch mobs. And yes, and I'm right about that because the fan base they've cultivated for the last 10 years are petty, vindictive, and pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, number 2, Mad Cave Studios is just coming out of nowhere with all these awesome books.
RKO.
I know, right?
That was for you, Zach.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Spear. Sorry. Number one for me though. It's just been my favorite overall. Ghost Machine. Ghost Machine is just I Red Coat, Geiger, and then the other books. You got Hyde Street came out, Rockefellers. It's just been fun.
Yes,
So
it has.
those are my top 5 for the best comic companies of the year.
Alrighty.
Zach's be like, Image, done.
I have 3. I did not just say Image. How dare you?
You got 2 others, then you say Image, right?
I have no runner-up. There is no 4th runner-up here. I have 3 companies, 3 publishers.
3's company.
Come on, knock
Three's
on our
company.
Knock
door.
on our door.
With Todd, right?
Oh my goodness. Number 3 is DC Comics. Some people will roll their eyes, but
Oh,
you
crap,
know
my
what?
contacts just fell out.
They've gotten more right than they have in the past. They've got stuff wrong too. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They've got some things wrong too. But
Eric, you got to turn your camera on. You got to put the sign for.
between Jeremy Adams, Justice League is back. We've got Tom Taylor's books are minimal. There's some good happening there. JSA is back. That's all I really care about. That and Green Lantern. So there's more good DC that I'm reading than not good that I'm hearing about.
There's something happening here.
Number 2, it's in the 3rd place spot. Marvel didn't even get on the list at all. Number 2 on the list is Mad Cave because, like RDV said, they came out swinging this year. I hadn't heard of them before, and now I'm getting 2 of their books. I'm getting Dick Tracy and Flash Gordon, and if they come up with something else, I'll. You
did. You didn't.
It was a mini series.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, okay. But my number 3, and it may be cheating to some people. I don't really care because it's a publisher, and that is Image. Because between Skybound and what was the other one? Ghost Machine. And they just pick it. I don't care. Y'all can be mad. Stay mad. I don't care.
Ooh.
Somebody's got to stick to the rule. We can't just rewrite language to make it easy.
That you are breaking the rule, though. You generalized Image.
I said publisher. That was the original category, was publisher of the year. Image is a publisher. Skybound is not a publisher.
Okay.
So I guess I could add a runner-up. I guess I could say Miller World or Dark Horse, who funds and supports Miller World. So I could throw them in there. They could be the 4th. But actually, I'll do Miller World in the 3rd place spot, and I'll move DC to the runner-up. So there you go. It goes DC, Dark Horse, Mad Cave, Image.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Ghost Machine. That's it. Ghost Machine.
Wow.
You know, that would have been more impressive if you'd had a microphone
I
down
know,
there. It would have
right?
went, boom!
Well, he could have looked on his phone and dropped it.
Yeah. iPad. Boom.
Threw his phone.
Yeah,
on the
Ghost
ground.
Machine. They like Binkman said, everything. I haven't read the Halo and Hornsby. I'm not really interested in that, but
It's
Every-
actually good.
I've got the first issue somewhere in here. I need to find it.
My
and read
favorite part is when Governor Chief and Cortana show up and Halo.
Well, let's put it this way, Jay, when a company's clicking on all cylinders, things that you don't expect that you would like because it's not your thing, I'm more apt to give them a try, and I trust Tomasi.
no, I do too.
And I mean, it's an interesting concept. And
It's I understand, but it's a religion thing for me. I'm tired of seeing demons be treated like cutesy little cartoon characters and stuff. So and the good guys, I'm just
Clint, none of us here have actually backed Rippaverse.
Correction, I just bought my first one 2 days ago. They did the Trinity Omnibus, like the first 3 issues. So I just bought one of those.
I can't put it on my list because I don't support them, you know. But I mean, I'm not saying that they're bad or whatever. Just but it just is on my list because I don't read them.
Yeah, I don't have it.
I acknowledge though that they're doing well though for company.
I like that he's got some of my favorites working for him.
Yeah,
but I don't do crowdfunding because I, spend
Can't
enough
afford it.
on the other stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's
all right.
wake up, Jeff. You're up.
Jack?
Oh, I'm up. Okay. I actually wanted to get that Trinity. I need to wait to get some cash. But
It's about $45. It's pretty pricey. But.
yeah, I saw that. And but also, hey, I did get that Halo and whatever it was.
Halo and Hornsby?
Yeah, Brain, you'd been talking about that, so I picked up the first one. I liked it. I need to get the second one. But so the only thing, one of those that the only Ghost Machine I'm not getting is the Rockefellers. I think that's the only one I'm not getting.
Ah, that's a good one though.
But back to the thing, Boom, it's number 3. Mad Cow, number 2, and Ditto for number 1. Ghost Machine.
Oh, let's say Ditto.
No, I said Ditto, Ditto.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Mad Cow.
Dan Didio?
I've never heard of Mad Cow before. I've heard of Man Cow.
I've heard of Mad
Down
Cave.
Mad-
I've heard of Mad
Mad
Cow.
Cow disease?
Mad cow disease books.
I like Man Cow. He was a great.
Horseman? What is Horseman?
He's making jokes on the titles. Ripperverse has a character named Horseman, and Clint's
Horseman Jack.
making a joke. Trying to, anyway.
Okay, well, might have helped if I knew what he was making the joke on. I guess that's on me.
You should have made something from the 1800s, and you would understand, right?
Yes.
No, that's
I
great.
learned-
That's pretty.
Jeff, you can barely go into the 19th century and you get Jeff. Turning into Evil Black Cat. I said I was going to be nice this year, and I've turned into Evil Black Cat in like 2 hours.
You know what it is? It's kind of like Ghostbusters 2. When you get the ooze on you, it's a negative, and you just like soak it up, and you're just arguing all the time. That's what it is. You know. Alrighty. Evil Black Cat, what is your... Actually, no, we're not... it's actually Eric's turn. Eric.
Yeah.
All right, number 5, DC.
Wow.
It's like what Zach said, they've taken slightly more steps forward than times that they've shot themselves in the foot. It's not much, but they are at least inching into a positive direction.
Vindication!
Number 4, Dynamite. Space Ghost and Johnny Quest have both been among my favorites. So that's
You say Dynamite? I'm so excited.
and I just can't hide it. That's number 3, representing Image Comics, Ghost Machine.
And when you're so excited, can you just can't hide it?
We just did that bit.
He just
Try to
did
keep
that.
up.
Yeah. Are you going to take it to
Uh,
You were still buffering.
number 2, representing the great company of Dark Horse, Miller World. And number 1, I took him to the top because I said, Mad Cave, are you kidding me? I mean, they went from who to
Whose house?
Worms. Well, that too. Yeah, Ash. It's easy to forget the 2 graphic novels he did because it's been several months, and I've got comics on the brain. But yeah, it should be mentioned that Image also publishes the best writer in comics, who does graphic novels instead of comics now. And I really hope to see. Yeah, I think next year we're getting the next. I think there's gonna be another Reckless.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
I hope, because I said it, because I said the last 3 things he's done I haven't liked as much, but it's still better than 99.9% of other people's work. So there's
Even
that.
his bad stuff is.
There's no
there is
bad
such
stuff.
thing.
It's,
Yeah, there is no such thing as his bad. But even some of his not as good stuff is better than anything most people write
I agree.
at all.
But yeah, like I said, if you told me that, like I said, Dick Tracy, um,
Defenders of the
Flash
Earth.
Gordon, Kosher Mafia, they just really had an unexpectedly really good year.
I mean, Sanction was a standalone from was it Red Scout
No, that
or was it Man Cave? That was Man Cave.
That might have been
actually.
Man Cave too. If it,
I think
yeah,
it
if it
was.
was, it's even more so.
Yeah, and Reckless is how I got turned on to Brubaker. I bought the first one and I was like, "Oh, this guy's awesome!" And then I just realized how much stuff he'd done, and I'm on a tear to get all of his stuff. The only thing I don't have is the first Captain America, and there might be two other things of his that
Yeah.
I don't have.
The thing with Brubaker, if he puts a book out in the beginning of the year, I forget it by the end of the year because he's only doing one thing. There's so many other books I'm reading.
Well, I think there were two this year, but I think the second one was late summer, possibly. And
yeah,
like I said, I have a tendency to forget the things that aren't in the right now. But you can make
Yeah,
your own jokes there.
one of them was Where the Body Was, and another one.
It made the list. One of the lists that we went over on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, you gotta be kidding me.
So he did two of them, and they weren't some of his best work, but.
Well, Friday was. I was gonna say I don't know. I remember it's Friday, but that's old.
Yeah.
That's
So, Kat, you're up.
All right. So I'm going to have three, like everyone else. There's just three on my list.
Are they all Image?
Two of them are. So, breaking them down, even number 3 goes to Skybound because I haven't read enough of their stuff. It's not like that I don't appreciate them. It's more like for those that knew is that I had finished grad school, so I wasn't reading
Lame
earlier
excuse. Lame excuse. Just kidding, buddy.
earlier this year. So I missed most of the stuff that came out really early. So the miniseries like Scarlet, Duke, those I've missed out on. I have to catch up. So just because I've been reading Real American Heroes and the main goes G.I. Joe, the first 2 issues, that's why it's a little lower. Number 2 on the list is because of Nightwing finally being good, because of Green Arrow, the 2 issues that came out, the Absolute Comics, the Batman Dark Patterns. It is DC. It normally is number 1, but something finally eclipsed it as number 1, and number 1 is Ghost Machine. And I don't think there's a bad book or a book that I'm not reading that's on there.
Nice.
The only Ghost Machine book that came out that I haven't read is that one book that I still haven't gotten to reading. Other than that,
Rockefeller?
No, it's that one shot.
Devour.
Devour, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like one of the horror.
That was like the bad the odd child. They kind of like they shun away from the rest of the family, kind of like how Scarlet was with Skywalker.
Devour was good, but it wasn't exceptional. It was like
It's kind of like a good thing it doesn't have an ongoing series.
Yeah, like Ultimates.
Yeah, no, the thing
Ultimates
with it is that I haven't gotten around to reading it. It's not like I don't choose not to read it. I just haven't gotten around to reading it.
You choose to drink and read.
When you look at the person that did that book, it's pretty easy to come to the conclusion that she's a DEI hire and caving to the blue hair, blue sky people. But it was better than anything that T or Vita or Danny or pick a Stephanie.
Or Brian. I mean,
Yeah.
Megs.
Yeah. So I said it was. I mean, it's the least impressive Ghost Machine book I've read so far, but it's certainly not bad.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is that it's less of a diversity hire, more like she worked on the Stargirl show, so it's like she wanted
Oh, is that
to
where she
try.
came from?
She worked on Hollywood and multiple shows, but she did the Stargirl show. So what
Okay,
I'm
well that makes sense.
That
yeah,
makes
what I'm
some
thinking
sense then,
is
yeah.
like she might have wanted to get into comics and asked Jeff for a favor.
Or and had the money to
Yeah.
put up to buy into it because they said that they're all stakeholders in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Zach, Price, you didn't have New Gods or Ultimate
New
Invasion.
Gods just started. I listen. There are a lot of series that just started. Like I didn't have JSA hardly on any of my.
Yeah,
lists.
they just have one issue.
It just started. So I'm gonna give it some time to cook, and then once we get back here, next year.
Good first
Yeah.
issue though. It was a
Good,
really
really good first issue.
Yeah.
So
For New Gods, yeah.
the Justice Society of America,
JSA, yeah.
the one that Jeff Johns was ending this year, or they kept delaying it.
I didn't include that one. I did
Yeah.
not include that one.
So, yeah, because I was thinking, like, you're really into Hickman stuff, and where was Denise? Where's Denise on there?
Denise Camp. Listen, I'm liking Ultimates, but it didn't come out. That was only like half the year. I'm looking at like the entire year overall.
Did you read this
I'm
week's?
liking Ultimates, but
Did you read the newest one?
yeah, right today. Wasn't a great issue. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't a great issue though.
$300, Zach. You want it? 8.0.
Nah, good. I spent $150 on the Amalgam omnibus
Okay,
today.
you drop it.
Oh, dude, you scared me. I thought that was OMAC at first. I was like, I don't want to read OMAC.
Ash, you want it? Brent price. I'll get
I only got it because I had Christmas money.
$275.
If I didn't have Christmas money, I would not have this omnibus. today.
Honestly, I want Alpha Man instead. Omega is the second.
I ordered.
Yeah, Alpha Men.
After that, Omega would be the last. It's Alpha to Omega. Omega is usually the last one.
Yes.
I ordered that thing on in stock trade. It was like
It's the
$80,
beginning. Yeah.
so it'll just take me a while to get it.
But
They still haven't even packaged it yet, but I can't wait to get it.
all right, pick a Stephanie. Okay, Stephanie Williams, Stephanie Phillips,
Stephanie Graff.
Too, huh?
no, Stephanie Tanner.
Weird.
Who is the best looking one?
Stephanie Brown? There you go. The best Batgirl.
Joey.
See, she was so great that she turned her boyfriend gay.
Wasn't
Who?
her fault. It was Megan Fitzmartin.
Spoilers.
Oh, Megan.
That'd be horrible to go on a date with her and she spoils the movie for you because she's a spoiler.
My girlfriend actually loves spoilers, so I spoil a lot of comic books for her.
Wow.
Well, I could make
Not all of
I
them.
could make a couple jokes about you spoiling things, but I'm
Stuff that I know she won't read.
okay. She reads comics?
A few.
That's
She
cool.
likes the Dan Abnett, the Rebirth Titans run. She likes that one a lot.
She read current though?
Wait a second. So
All right.
you mentioned one title, and she's already stepped on your head as far as taste.
She also likes the Abnett and Lanning Guardians of the Galaxy run because I told her the same.
And
writer
now
did
she's
Titans.
trampolining on your head.
But he likes it though.
That's a keeper, Zach.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
So, honey, can I show you some of the books I like? No, I'm good.
But is Zach a keeper?
It's sweet that you like this, but no thanks.
That's what I say to her about soccer. That's
Oh.
great. Not for me.
And
Well, the
Zach,
real-
I just
real
Oh,
football.
she likes soccer.
She
Oh,
likes
she
soccer.
trampled on Zach's taste. Absolutely.
Okay, well now that's
Soccer
like
and
on the board game where you have to like take 3 steps back.
Well, I'm the concerned she likes kicking balls.
and Zach, you're right. That's up until January 6th. That's the 12th day.
That's right. See, he gets it.
Begins on the 1st of December.
the day of
25th.
Epiphany is the final day of Christmas, or Three
December-
Kings Day.
December 25th is the first day. January 6th is the 12th.
Exactly. Give that man a gold star.
So
It
is
ends
that
on
really a
Insurrection
tradition
Day?
at one time where you gave like like it was like Hanukkah where you gave like a gift a day or something?
That's Hanukkah.
No, I know, but I mean, there was it
No.
like that where they did the 12 days. Did anybody actually celebrate that way during the 12 days of Christmas?
Maybe back in the day, I don't know, but
don't
I know that there's something for the January 6th. I know there's something you're supposed to do
I don't
on
know.
the Epiphany.
January 6th.
January 6th. That's so I think in
Okay,
Central
first-
America they call it Three Kings Day. That's the day they celebrate
Yeah.
the three wise men showing up and giving
I
gifts.
thought it was Storm the Capitol Day.
Yeah,
Not two. That's
Also,
that's more of a secular
I
holiday
don't
than
know.
religious.
I leave my Christmas decorations all up and the lights on until the 12th, and then I take everything down.
I still have mine. I helped my parents take theirs down today. My parents are heathens. They don't
My
take down
parents my parents keep theirs up. Well, as not this year because of certain events, but my parents would put it up on Christmas Eve. Keep it up until the 6th and take it down.
Epiphany is the woman who answers my phones at my job. What you want, sweetheart? Oh my gosh.
Does she have the nails there, Clint?
It's very funny.
Yeah, the raptor claws.
So are we going to do a 40-minute goodbye? If we are, do we need to start now?
Well, I gotta ask you to come back on and lead us out.
Okay.
So, yeah. So there you go. 3 hours. Wow.
It's a Lord of the Rings movie with none of the walking.
no, this
Return
was
of the King extended version.
This was
No, that's
interesting.
4 hours. That's
Hold
a 4
on,
hour
hold
movie.
on. Breen saying something very important.
Because no, Zach, this was interesting.
Ah!
Yeah, less walking too.
Paces of yeah, exactly. So it's less healthy. It's just a bunch of us sitting here.
For 3 hours listening to Zach talk about books that aren't great.
I should have gone and get on.
No, you have a pretty good list, man.
I had some good lists. I had
Good
good
stuff.
stuff. Look at you, big man.
I had some
That's some
good
good
lists. What you talking about, boy?
Listen, half the panel picked DC as a top 3 company.
Yeah,
So
impressed with that, man. Dude.
I have
Good to
top
hear.
5 here.
top 5.
Wait.
Green.
So top
five.
3. So that means you guys are getting indoctrinated, right?
Well, I got it real quick. My honorable mentions for best Marvel book of the year, easily Ultimate Spider-Man. Best DC book, Absolute Superman. With all due respect to Absolute Batman.
Superman is gaining ground on Batman really quick.
I love it.
It's
Yeah,
getting
I love
really
it
good.
from the start.
I am appalled at you guys for praising Jason Aaron.
He's nailed
All that Jason Aaron's writing something good.
Hey,
Yeah.
That's what I'm appalled at.
wouldn't it be
Who
Jason?
gave him the right?
it. Aaron, yeah.
You know what it is? Here's what it is. You know how every time Dan Slott writes something and it comes out good, we just say it's Christos Gage, but Dan Slott takes the credit? I'm going to say Scott Snyder is the one coming up with the stories for Absolute Superman, and
You think
that
so?
Jason Aaron's just taking the credit. Because the whole Absolute thing, that's Scott Snyder's baby. Like, he's
Is
the
it
one
really?
yeah, but Absolute Batman, he's obviously writing. But
Right.
like all the he's been one of the biggest advertisers of it on social media. So
Isn't he-
it
I
would not
thought-
surprise me.
I
if
thought the
Scott
whole
Snyder
Absolute
wrote-
Universe was his thing.
Wait, what's that?
Wasn't he in charge of the whole Absolute Universe?
Yeah, he is the showrunner for the whole Absolute thing. So it would not surprise me if he had like at least the general story of it written out himself.
Yeah.
And then
He's
Jason
the
Aaron
whole
made-
effing show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
would not surprise me anyway.
Me too. Alrighty though. No. It's RDV.
Rob Damban.
I didn't have a top 5 this week, Jackson. I only got 4. I didn't get a fifth because I'm waiting to see what people say about Wolverine and Deadpool.
It's probably the same as the other iteration I have.
If it's a miniseries or if it's
You read that World War III one though.
I read the first issue of the World War III one.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Your brain getting angry.
Huh?
Oh, I thought you were getting because the
No. Breen doesn't get angry. He's just
Annoyed.
yeah.
Jackson, we did that at the beginning.
Did what?
Yeah.
Showed the top 5 of the week. We did.
Ah,
Once we picked stuff up, we did
you
that at
were
the beginning.
here.
Yeah.
He doesn't pay attention to
You've been here, Jackson.
Hey, still in
3
35 cents.
hours.
Unbelievable.
If you guys want to watch the first, actually the whole entire show of this, go to Geeky Puppet Show. We are broadcasting to comics about an hour into the stream. We're now at the end of almost 3 hours and 21 minutes. So, I think the basketball game's over now. We can go watch.
Is there a basketball one?
I'm just saying that's usually how these go.
I know the bowl game was tonight. I think the Sugar Bowl.
We've
Notre Dame won.
we've washed up on the uncharted island.
I'm actually kind of surprised they did the Sugar Bowl so soon after yesterday. I thought they would have postponed it.
Well, after they decided that the 4 people that planted explosives didn't exist,
Yeah, right. I saw that.
and said that it was one person.
It was
There's
one person.
always just one person, right?
It was 3 people looking in the cooler to see if there's any booze, which is yeah, that sounds about right.
Right.
Madness.
So you want to, okay, Jackson, top 5 this week? I'll tell you what books I got. Batman Full Moon, number 3. JSA, number 3. And Vampires Carmilla and Walking Dead, 104. And a back issue, 157. My shops did not have Cryptology, number 2, or Terror and the Fury.
But they did have back issue?
Yeah.
How is it that parts of the country get
So
for the
my normal shop did not have any books not until tomorrow. So that's 2 days. The owner right now is in the hospital, so he's been having problems with heart problems. So it's that's why I bought a lot of back issues today. What you saw today in the beginning of the stream, I showed off all my Catwoman from Volume 2 that I purchased, and then I've been also filling in my Whisper collection from First Comics. So that's what I've been doing for the past 2 days, because
that Whisper looks good, man. That's a good picture.
Any femme fatale stuff like this, like Catwoman stuff, I love that. I just love those kind of stories. You actually have a female lead, and it's written well, done and drawn well. Stephen Grant on there, Stephen Epting coming in and doing quite a few of the art on there on Whisper.
Everything I've read in First Comics has been.
Yeah, I was hoping to get Terror and the Fury, number 1 through Zenoscope, but I don't know if my main shop's gonna get it because their books I'm going there tomorrow. It'll be my 3rd time going to a comic store this week, because
such a bad thing right there.
it is when you spend a lot of money. So
that is true. That is true. If you spend a lot. So
Geeky's, he got a copy at his shop.
What is Terror and Fury?
Terror and Fury is it's like a Golden Age kind of spinoff, but evil is spreading across the world. Vampires, zombies, and even more horrifying creatures are emerging from the shadows, intent on erasing mankind from existence. Amidst in the darkness, 2 heroes rise from the past: Eric Breen, the Terror, and Fury. Far from the conventional heroes, they wield terrifying powers of their own, products of the past that has long been forgotten. Their methods are ruthless and their motives are unclear, but one thing is certain: they might be the world's last hope against the nightmare overtaking it. Josh Brusha is the writer, or Brusha, or Joe Brusha, and then Jordy.
He does a lot of stuff for. He does the Grimm's Tales of Terror for. For
Zenoscope. Yep. Yeah, so he's a Zenoscope writer. So honestly, I'm looking forward to this. It kind of reminds me of that Catman and Catgirl, whatever book that Zach got a while back.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Older heroes and just fighting against this. So it looks cool, So I'm looking forward to that. But like I said, this week's back issue though, is a tribute to Keith Giffen.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Clint's comment there? One of his comic shops burned down right before Christmas.
Well, why were you burning it down, bro?
Yeah, I was just going to tell Clint to stop playing with matches. So.
Well, we said forest fires, not comic store fires. No.
Man, sad. Sorry to hear that.
We had a restaurant, one of the chain, burned down, and I haven't found a follow up on it. I'm like, it was employee or is it just a leaky thing? But yeah, it's one of the chain restaurants have been around since the 50s. So it was just kind of older buildings like that when it gets knocked down. So yeah, I was waiting for the payday and then they burned down on a Wednesday. Seth Rollins,
rough.
burn it down.
Got two of the two big supper clubs from where in the area where I grew up.
Yeah.
Burned down. One of them's very famous, the Beverly Hills Fire. That
Wow.
I won't say by if you're of a certain age would remember, because like almost 200 people burned to death. And then there was another one that called the Lookout House, and that conveniently burned down. And there was a smaller one down the road called the White Horse. It conveniently burned down.
But Bobby Mackey's are still going strong, huh?
It is.
God.
I don't know if it's still open, but the building's still there. But
Yeah. So also Cryptology this week has Don Heck interview. Then it has the Shadows horror covers, and then the BC sci-fi movies, Not of This Earth, and then like old horror or radio movie serials they had, stuff about that, and then Hammer's Quartermass films. So I'm looking forward to that stuff. And
that's a recommend for anybody that likes. It's I said same people that do Alter Ego and Back Issue and Retro Fan.
Yeah. So the old spooky, I said like it. I didn't think about the 1940s doing like horror movies, like but on the radio though, radio programs like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I can only imagine like anything by Edgar Allan Poe being redone on the radio as a radio program play. But alrighty though. But that is it for this week though. We'll be back tomorrow night on Geeky Puppet Show. Here, lock it in. We'll be doing 2 more readings, and then check out on Saturday too. We've got some more readings going on. Basically, the next couple days, we do a lot of readings on here on this channel. So stay tuned for those. Those are all at nighttime. And if you haven't subscribed to Geeky Puppet Show or I Love Comics, do that right now. Check out there should be a Ko-Fi link on if it's not in E's channel on his song, but it's team from I Love Comics. Is Ko-Fi. You can also check out ours. Ko-Fi.com/puppet team, what you're seeing going across the screen right here, and this, support the channels, or just share out the so but until then, you guys have a lovely warm night for except for Jay. Hope you freeze that down in Mexico. Because was it on me like 70 probably by you?
No, it's in the mid 40s.
Yeah, like so you got a sweater on, but I'm like that could be anything. I don't know. Maybe he's got the AC on because he was sweating outside.
It's 2 degrees out according to my computer, and I'm about ready to try and leave to get to the movies on time.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say?
We're in the North Pole, so
it's going to be what is it called? The Bloody Axe Wound.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Yeah. So it's 20 degrees here too. So hello,
It's 30
cheeseburger.
degrees here.
But we are leaving right now, and we'll see you guys when we see you.
adios.
Read good comics and start forest fires, kids.
Especially up in Alaska where
Don't
we-
start
I
fires.
think we should start
because
fires.
Clint
It's
literally
warm.
said that was a bad thing. That literally happened.
Good night,
Don't
kids.
start fires.
Night.
See ya.
Good night.